Hello, everybody. Welcome to the HELLION art show. How you guys like that opening? I decided I wanted to do like a video opening. I don't have like a proper opening for my channel, so I just played the trailer for my comic. Let me know what you guys thought. We have, let's see, ooh, we have like 10 people. I think my view count thing is weird. It was like 18 people. I was like, that's a lot of people, but then it went down to 7. Maybe people just hate my trailer and they all decide to leave. But anyways, welcome. I think we're waiting for a couple more people, but in the meantime, I'll see who's in chat. Oh, here we are. AC and Nick are here. Right in time. I was just talking about you guys. What up?
Oh, what were you gossiping about us?
Hey guys.
I was just saying I don't know when you guys are gonna show up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm not the only one who's half asleep.
I'm tired.
Why are you guys so tired?
We were walking and doing errands all day, and by the time we got back, we still had to, clean stuff up because of, to make sure that we're not infected or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh, and after that, it got cold, so I was just sleepy.
Oh right, I forgot. Bogota is basically you have one season and it's like rather cold over there.
Well, it's honestly not. It's like kind of an average of like 60 degrees
Once
during the day.
Once it gets late, it starts getting pretty cold.
It does get cold at night, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, on the plus side, I finally was able to actually go out to when businesses are open, because as you know that here in Colombia we're still dealing with being able to go out like half of the days of the week. So yeah, I had been having a hard time being able to actually go to the printers and actually test out and see how the colors were looking.
Oh, awesome! Yeah, that is something I'm very glad to hear. So I look forward to seeing that. Alrighty, I'm gonna catch up with the chat real quick, and we have like an actual topic of discussion set up today, so I thought that I should actually have some kind of structure to my show. So I decided that I'm going to have like a topic of discussion for like whether I have a guest or not, or it's just like whoever wants to jump on. That's what we'll talk about, like a subject for however long we want, and then at the end everybody gets to share their books. So if that sounds good, okay, awesome. So and the topic of discussion is I want to figure out why manga is doing so much better than American comics. And that's something that we talked about a little bit last week, and I was actually on like 2 shows yesterday talking about that. It seems like a bit of a hot topic, but I think different panels have different takes on that, and I have some questions that I think are a little different than the angle of attacks people have been approaching this problem of why manga is selling so much better. So I would like to ask everybody about that. Boopdan!
Hello, friends.
Awesome! Woo! Awesome. This is an awesome panel already. What's up? I was just introducing the topic of discussion today.
I was listening.
Yeah. So, but we're just getting started. So let me say hi to a few people. Oliver from 6x6, you're here. What's up? I love Oliver. He's great people. Tokume is here. Shane O'Sullivan. That's a great name, by the way. Shadowhawk. Frog G. You like the opening? Awesome. I was like, I might make a proper opening for my channel, but I'm really busy right now. So maybe I'll do it sometime. But right now I think I'll just use my trailer. Yeah, I like my trailer. Omer Glitch says it's good. I'm glad to hear. Nolan Lockhart is here. Oh, and Frog G, thank you for linking. You are the best. Tickled Algorithm, smash the like. Ding the bell, subscribe. Yes. Smash the like and subscribe. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, which I'm pretty close, I'm less than 100 there, I think I can start monetizing the channel. So that'll be awesome. I would love to make some money, even though that's not really what I'm doing YouTube for. Monetizing the channel, so that'll. Ooh, there's an echo. That's weird. I was talking to someone's mic. I was like, oh, I hear my own voice. I hate it when that happens. I don't like listening to my own voice. Kami Mark! Hail! Woo! I was just on Kami Mark's channel talking to him and Charlie's London. They're awesome people. So you should head over to Charlie London's channel to check out that stream from a couple hours ago. I was shilling my book, but also the Cryptindles, because that's what we do. We shill like someone else's book, and then you talk about whatever you're creating. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, Gifted Rebels. Thank you for the like. Thank you. Norrin Red Turbo, we need to get Rini to 1K. Yes! That would be great. Help me get to 1K. I'm pretty close. I think I'm like 908 or something. Smang that like button. Thank you. Oscar says, "Hail Irene, hail chat." Hi, hail Osgreat. Osgreat Sage. Alrighty, Suathori, as always, a regular. Hail. Alright, so I guess let's just get started right away. Let me pull up the list of questions I have. I should have pulled up some of the articles that we had last week, but basically, long story short, I think everybody has seen the articles, everyone has seen the sales numbers. Like, the final volume for Demon Slayer, which is, if in case you live under a rock, is an extremely, extremely popular manga, shonen manga right now, and it just wrapped up, and the final volume sold more than the entire American comics industry, basically. It did. Not basically, it did.
I have an image that will sum up everything. Let me share screen.
No! Alright, this is what I get. Chimera's memes. Oh, no, you did show this. Okay, you know what? I mean...
Yeah, Faith from Valiant, so this is why. You can understand now.
Okay, I mean, that's... Yeah, that might be part of it, but I think there's more to the situation than that.
No,
but that I know, like, Cute Anime Girls does a lot for, and like manga
Oh, is
kind
that
of
what
has.
that was? I didn't get what the joke was there.
I was hoping to understand it through context.
Okay,
I'm like,
you guys are a bit
that one, and then
out of
there's
the loop.
some Anime Girls. I'm like, I don't know what the difference is. What am I looking at?
You don't know the difference?
Not really, no.
I feel like this was, I didn't really know what the punchline was.
Okay, well, I guess if you, I don't know, maybe I pay more attention to what books are coming out, but yeah, so it's that was the girl on the left, the blonde girl who was very full body.
Yeah, I remember
She was
videos came out about her.
yeah, a superhero from Valiant. Oh, I did not kick him. He just dropped out, so that's not my problem. Yeah, that Faith is a superhero created by Valiant who is, yeah, it's her. So she's a superhero character. And yeah, people were kind of making fun of it because she's rather hefty. I'm trying to be nice, but it's hard.
Choice words about her.
Oh yeah. Some people were mean, and I don't want to be mean, but I think there's a valid point to be made that the superhero medium, and in general, if you want to go for like heroic storytelling, these are people who in every way you want to, it's like something to aspire to, and people like looking at sexy fit people, and so you're not gonna make as many sales if you make that the main character of a superhero book. I think that's a valid criticism. It could be the main character of a different kind of book, but
I think there's a way you could do it, but the way they were going about it wasn't like
Sure.
that too. Yeah, you're right.
Because even like if you look, like if you want to take into consideration the things like with manga, how like diverse it is, like in like content and types of stories you're telling, like I think like a manga creator probably could have taken that character, because it also depends on the characters you surround it with, the tone you do the book with, like how it's written, like structurally. I think that's important.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
There is a way you can do it. So I've been thinking, this was what someone brought up yesterday. I was on Liam's channel yesterday, and so we're talking about how manga in many ways is more formulaic, but at the same time there's a broader coverage or more diversity of genre. And that's something that has just really baffled me with American comics. And you see it with like indie comics. There are more different types of comics coming out, but what dominates the scene is like just superheroes. And it almost feels like sometimes they're like trying to stop other genres from rising up. And it's like, why did you cancel stuff like Dark Horse? And they're like, with the way the entire industry is structured, it almost makes it so hard for anyone who wants to do anything other than superheroes even make a living. And that's something that really hurts American comics. You know, if we had different genres, because they want we want diverse readership. Well, the thing to do is not changing how superhero comics are. The thing to do if you want diverse readership is to open the market up to different genres.
I forget what was the name of the imprint that was under DC from which Constantine actually originated. That played
Vertigo?
Vertigo.
Vertigo, yeah, because there was a bunch of European creators that were kind of having I don't know, like branched off to do that, and but just read it. Even though it had a big interest for a while, then it slowly just kind of went up and kind of died off as the properties were just absorbed and just made it to superhero stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not like attempts for variation haven't been made. It's just that it's also hard when they kind of create their system to be based around trying to grab individual characters and put a copyright to them.
Or you mean everything has to be incorporated into the DC universe, and everything has to become like a DC?
No, I'm not saying that everything has to, but I see that the thing with which they have kind of made North American comics be surrounded with superheroes, it tends to be that way. Like either something works, and if it doesn't, it slowly is kind of pushed aside, and the leftovers are recycled into kind of ghosts of what they used to be. You know, even companies that are absorbed with prominent characters that would have been worth it when they're bought, they're integrated, but they don't really end up doing much with it a lot of the time.
True. Let's see. We have a couple of interesting points in the chat. Gifted Rebel said the stories in manga are also fresh. Think about how Red Chainsaw Man is. Yeah, and I do want to point out, because someone will always say, well, you have like basic bitch storylines and there's formulaic stuff, and it's like, yes, there is, I know. But the thing that makes a difference is there needs to be a balance between, okay, there's the basic bitch stuff, and like there you have that for superhero stories, and then you also have that for manga. Most manga is not very good. It's like very recycled storytelling as well. It's like the standard shonen. I read a ton of it growing up. I remember I would go to the manga library and I'd have to sift through like all the new stuff were like kind of mediocrely drawn. Like I've seen this story before I open the first page. I already know where this is gonna go. But then the stuff that's really innovative and just wild and like Chainsaw Man and cool ideas like My Hero Academia and really like My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer, you could also say are even a little formulaic. They're formulaic to an extent, but very, very well done. Which you can be. You can be formulaic, but if it's very well done, then people will still read it, and you can be very, very successful. And the really innovative stuff I would say is like One Piece and One Punch Man and Mob Psycho. That's the innovation, and I think the balance of like basic bitch stuff and innovative stuff is more there's more innovative stuff in manga right now as opposed to American comics. And American comics, too many things are corporatized and they play safe.
I can agree with that last point. Definitely.
Yeah, I think a big problem with American comics is it's too corporatized, and the people making the decisions for what to do with the stories are like bean counters, and that ties into like listening to the audience. But I have proper questions to ask about that, so we'll get to that. Let's see. Tokume says, manga, specifically Japanese manga, has way less censorship to begin with. Yes, that's true. Like porn in Japan, from what I've been told, is if the content had pubes or not. So that right there cuts the line. Interesting. I don't actually know the rules of like what porn in Japan is, but I know they're a lot less like pearl clutchy about that stuff.
Yeah.
And basically, in anime and manga, it's like you can show anything but like the tip of a penis. so like you'll read stuff that's very explicit, but if you just don't draw like certain little bits, it's like nobody cares, and you can have nudity in manga all over the place. So that's a cultural thing. And again, tying to censorship, I think obviously the Comics Code Authority really set back American comics. But it's almost like, well, we're still being scarred by that, and no one, the industry, kind of the people who were able to survive out with superhero comics, they were the people who were in control, and they're just like holding on to control, and there's no room for other genres to come back and thrive, romance or horror stuff and like more pornographic stuff, and you have to go underground like Robert Crumb, or you have to go indie like what's happening on Indiegogo, which is great because we have the internet now, and now's a chance to like change that. But yeah, manga did not get censored at all very much in its history, and that makes a big difference. But even then, even with that, I think manga is going through a freaking renaissance right now. Like, even with, because some people have said that, well, manga is selling better because the Western market is more open to it. But if you look at the domestic sales numbers of manga just within Japan, they're getting bigger. And just within, like, Asia, but just within Japan. So manga itself is, like, there was a bit of a downturn in 90s manga, and then there was a bit of a kind of things were average in the early 2000s, but right now it's really taking on, there's a lot of really innovative works, and sales are great. So it's more than just Westerners are reading manga.
I mean, has like no foundation whatsoever, but I guess I'll ask the rest of you guys, do you know about this? Because I feel personally that, especially for a few seasons now, I feel like there are less shows, like animes, that have actually been kind of have the conversation online, kind of follow it with as this huge zeitgeist, you know? It's been like if like every now like returning series, they have like a few seasons coming up, and so some interest rises up, but just as quickly it seems to die down lately. So I don't know, maybe a supposition that I'm making is that maybe more people that were just relying on the more easily digestible anime are actually trying out manga. I don't know. Is that something? Or am I just grabbing at straws?
What do you guys think?
Maybe the North American market is trying out new stuff because North American comics have been failing. I suppose that's a possibility. I don't know. I haven't looked into that so much.
No, the problem is they keep failing, but they don't learn from their mistakes, so they just relaunch the title at number one like several times.
Well,
In Japan, if something doesn't sell, they just fire it. Like, okay, no more.
Yeah, but Nick's bringing up specifically a point about manga, like gaining like manga series or anime series, gaining a bunch of interest and then dropping off really quickly between seasons or something, right?
Yeah, because I feel like for a few years back, I feel like series would stay strong for a prolonged period of time. But since it's become a much more seasonal event, there's a lot of more disposable series have been created. So there's like little highs, but everything just drops down immediately on interest as soon as the season goes down, and the second season might not even grab that much. But I have been hearing a lot more conversation about manga series and people actually trying to, I think a big point that I keep hearing is just people kind of challenging themselves to go for some of these long series such as One Piece. Because they seem to have a track record. They don't feel like that there'll be that much trial and error, and it's not about what anime has kind of become lately, which is more about being able to stay up to date with the conversation online, as opposed to actually taking interest and trying to even watch it on normal speed. A big debate online has been that people have taken into even, double speeding or 1.5ing it so that they can keep up with all the series instead of actually enjoying them individually.
I don't even try anymore. I'm very selective with, if like everyone says something is good, then like I'll watch it, but I don't have time. I watch like anime reviewers, but there is so much manga and anime as well out there, but not just anime. Like the plethora of stuff is just amazing, and there's a lot of stuff that just runs for a season and then it drops off. And honestly, I thought that's what Attack on Titan was going to be, and because the interest it dipped for a while, but then it rose back up.
But they were not showing episodes, so just people started forgetting about it.
Yeah, it was a long time between seasons.
They wanted to really make use of that technology to make their own series. What was that one with like the weird train one with
Cabaneri?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, they tried, and then it was like, we're not interested in this. It was like, it was pretty, but there was like, at least as annoying as some things in Attack on Titan was, it was like a cool idea.
Curious, what's your guys' opinion on isekais? Because there's a fucking million of them. I'm right now. I'm watching what is it? I've been killing slimes for 300 years, and I maxed out my level.
Oh, these titles! Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
it's actually pretty good. It's cute girls doing cute things. That's it. That's the series.
Ariel's
think-
face. The moment that you say cute girls doing cute, Ariel just
Yeah, so, okay, chat, you don't know this yet, but Ariel hates cute girls, especially cute anime girls, and it's great, because I get to tease her about it. Oh no, cute anime girls, kawaii! Oh.
But before we derail it into the conversation about cute girls, Irene, you seem to have an opinion about Isekai, now that Chimera asked. What were you
Don't
going to
mess
say?
with my waifu.
I think Isekai is, obviously, it's kind of wish fulfillment for the reader, right? It's like, oh, I can escape to a fantasy world and suddenly live in this fantasy world. It's also, honestly, it's a very good, on top of it being wish fulfillment, it's a very good vehicle to have a fantasy world get explained to the reader, because your main character is being dropped into a fantasy world from the real world, so everything needs to be explained to them. And honestly, it's a very clever storytelling device. It's like one of those things where it's like that could only have happened right now in the 2000s and 21st century with like the proliferation of video games. I think on that sense is very cool, but I think within the genre there's most of the stuff is like really basic bitch, but then you get like kind of innovative stuff like Shield Hero is pretty good. So I think it's a genre, and it's a new genre that is born from born from modern life, and just a genre itself, I don't think I have a particular opinion on it.
Well,
I think it's how the kind of story that it tells. Yes.
The problem is it's oversaturated. There's a fucking billion titles.
Yeah. Well, people really like it.
But the thing is just that it's kind of like how Irene said, that it's a very easy vehicle to try and explain a setting and a premise, because especially with how the shorthands that are used in these Japanese isekais is that you don't have to be afraid about how much of a bad storyteller you are, because you can literally just put like, this is the plot of my world. It's okay. I'm not a bad storyteller. It's a video game, So it can be very blunt and get to the point and just kind of put those devices that just kind of surround it to kind of create what some people are calling a genre. I would just call it a premise. It's not a genre. It's just that people want to call it a genre, but it's not. It's just
really
I think it's a genre. There's so many like things that are specific to the genre.
But that's because people are tying themselves to it, but it's not necessary. But regardless, the point is just that they can fast forward through all of this stuff that would take you other series a lot of time to actually set up the world, because they would want to respect it or actually flesh it out with seriousness. But here it's just like, it's a video game or it's a fantasy world that is so generic that you really don't need to give a shit about it. But anyway, look at this guy. He has a phone in fantasy world. So it's cool. And you know what? I honestly, before the whole wave started, I had been really hungry for a show that did the same thing as Hack. Just the intro was Dot Hack. Like the intro was sick, and I love the ideas that were being
I
pursued.
liked about half of Dot Hack. I think was actually done really well.
But the problem is that it was so bogged down with the fact that it really cared about its setting, really wanted to inform an audience that was not aware of this whole, digital world. How do we show this? How does it work with that? And so like it went really in depth.
But yeah, Dot Hack wasn't even really about the world. It was more about depression and just dealing with depression. What is that noise?
I don't know.
We've
been having some issues on the sound, but
yeah, it was more of
fine.
It's okay. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
It's okay. I haven't heard an echo. Let me know if you guys hear an echo.
No, it just did it for like a second. Don't worry about it.
I like half of Dot Hack. I mean, half of it was like there's some good meat in there, but it wasn't really about the world building.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was
the word that it worked. Sorry, what are you?
Oh no, I was just saying I didn't really get the sense it was about the world building. I stopped reading after a while, but apparently a lot of people were like, change their lives or something.
Oh no, yeah, like they even put I think it was Atlas that really put a lot of money into that because they wanted to make it a multi-platform series. So they based the show so that you would have to play the video games to get context out of that, and then the miniseries and manga. So it all became like you needed to consume everything to understand things.
He actually owns one or two of the games.
Oh yeah, but yeah, so I was really hungry for something that would delve into that kind of stuff. When what is it? I forget the one with Kirito. I know.
Sword Art Online.
Yeah, when Sword Art Online came out, and it was our friend in common, Irene, the boyfriend of the girl that you were living with at the time, the boyfriend of Anik, I think it was her name.
Oh yes.
Yeah. He was the one that on one of our visits to your place recommended that to us because we were talking about hack, and it sounded very interesting. I was actually really into that at the beginning. And it's something that I had been wanting for a while, but then all these other permutations, even though they revisit the same idea, they're not interesting because, to me at least, because when I see them, it's like they really just want to get to their weird little unique twist on the premise, but everything else is generic and we've seen it before. So it ends up feeling kind of like what we were talking about, like I could watch this at 1.5 really for what it's actually giving me.
Yeah, I think but we watch things for different reasons than I think the average person who just, wants simple entertainment. And a lot of people are looking for that. And that's what a lot of people, they just want something that's well done, that's not too bad, that's easy to understand. And like a lot, that's why light novels are do so well in Japan, because people just read them on their commute on the bus, and most people want like a story they don't have to think about too much. And I know that's a risk with what I'm doing with Fiendish. Most people aren't going to like learn the world building and the map, so it's just like the story has to be engaging, and some people just aren't going to want to get that invested.
My question there is, are you saying that the majority of an audience is just looking for popcorn entertainment when they actually grab onto comics and media, or are you saying that there's a certain percentile divide that you perceive here?
I think the majority of human beings, and it doesn't matter what medium, I mean, they're going to just want like simple entertainment, and then you'll have your really hardcore fans that are like the people who are like even Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire. You have people that read the books that are like, these are nice books, and it's a lot of effort and I like it, but they don't like do dissect a story and do theories. But then you have a certain the section of fans that are going to be super obsessive and learn everything about your world. That's always going to be a small minority, and that's fine. And you can have like, depending on different creations, you can have different proportions of those groups. But if you want your work to succeed, you do have to appeal to like normal people who just want something easy to get, or as a medium. So that's why I think isekai is so successful, because it's easy to get, simple as wish fulfillment, and it's just it's not like super deep stuff. Like Berserk is freaking epic, but most regular people aren't going to have the time for that. But Berserk takes the opposite path of like having a smaller but really, really, really dedicated fan base.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the Berserk part, and I think it does go back to that same point where just it makes it. I don't know if the story is what I want to call simplistic, but again, it's just the premise and setting. It's like easily digestible fantasy.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
You don't have to like read the Nibelungs or whatever, or know why Gandalf was actually not technically dead and why he's white, the super white Gandalf. Like it's just like, oh no, the Demon King and XP and Princess.
Yeah, so that's why it's all like, oh, you fell into a video game. Everyone knows how a video game works, so it's just like standard video game mechanics.
But the thing is, just isekai is not necessarily that. It can be into a real fantasy world, and even when they don't make it into a video game, when they don't make it a fantasy world, or they even make it another world entirely, the easy thing is that there is that shorthand. It relies on previously established either properties or stories that make it so that you don't even need to read it. You don't need to understand it. You can just infer it.
Yeah.
And you cannot get it. And it's just waiting for that twist and see how that goes on.
Yeah, that's what. Well, that's kind of. I feel like we're saying the same thing.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm agreeing with you. I'm just trying to grab onto the points that you're saying that I like the most out of.
Okay.
So to go over what Chimera was actually asking is like I actually do like the idea. I had been looking for that for a long time before the huge wave started. But just as you said, and how Irene had been talking about before, just in general for manga and in comics, when a lot of stuff is being produced, the majority of it will be shit. That's just how it is. The good stuff rises to the top if you start noticing around other stuff. But it is very hard for an isekai to catch my eye lately.
You like Overlord?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna bring up. But it's especially because aside from easily digestible setting, all this, I kind of know the fantasy thing. Then it kind of relies on do I like the twist? 90% of the time, I don't give a crap about the twist. It's just kind of like slightly different. I killed slimes instead of something else. I ended up raping instead of whatever. It's like, okay, cool. Yeah,
just
that
curious.
one.
Well, just curious. Why is every isekai? Why is every isekai fantasy? Like, is it based on Dungeons and Dragons?
No, it's not even Dungeons and Dragons. It's because it's a combination of having known fantasy and video games, and most young or mid-aged audiences have known it or know those little pieces so that they can connect with it very, very easily. It's that shorthand. It's like we said, you eat it, you get it. You just wait for the little bits of things that you're like, oh, it's isekai, but cute girls. That's what I like, cute girls.
They're
not all that. It's a lot, and that's the thing. You can generalize, but it is very widespread, very twisted, very weird at times. Like I was trying to just mention that one though. It's just like it's all torture porn. Isekai. It's one of the more popular ones. I forget. It's something. I forget what the name of it is, but it's one of the popular ones because now is the discourse like, oh, all these ones are cute. This one's weird and twisted. Or
you mean Redo of a Healer?
That one.
Yes, that is the best one.
Of course you would like that. I think I can answer what Chimera was saying. So I think it was saying, why is most isekai set in a typical Tolkien-esque fantasy setting instead of, say, sci-fi or like a weird Cthulhu world? And having come from Asia, MMORPGs like WoW and what else is big? Most people, I know the Chinese names. I can't think of whatever that one is. Massively popular. So Dragon Quest. You go to the internet cafes. That's what all people, especially dudes that are around a millennial generation, grow up playing this. So you go after school. Nobody has a social life, so or you ditch your supplemental classes because we all had to go to classes after school because Asia, and then you go to the internet cafe and you play WoW. So that's what everyone grew up with. That's why it appeals to so many people in Asia, specifically in East Asia. So, Kami Mark says there's a big disconnect between the cartoons, the comic industrial complex. I like that term. Vinny's been calling it the beast, but I like, this is a longer term, but comic industrial complex, because I'm always so corporatized, right? The comic industrial complex makes for kids, and the more adult content in actual books where anime is more representative of manga. What do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I feel like I have to refer back to Chimera's example of looking at Faith and that anime for working out while looking at little girls sweat. I don't know how much of that is for adults, how much of that is for kids. I feel like there's a big mix, and everything has to be, again, no judging because it works. And I know I have a lot of friends and other people and other artists that like it.
Why are you scaling? They're cute girls doing cute things.
Yeah, she hates cute anime girls.
Chimera, it's a condition. Stop making fun of her.
Chimera, you have to change your icon to a cute anime girl.
Not judging people who watch little girls sweat and enjoy.
They're not little girls. We're talking about
They're in high school, okay?
That's fine.
Whatever.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, Pete is here. Hi. What's up?
Hey, I don't have a female avatar, but here's a little bitch avatar. So there you go.
Very funny.
Oh man, but you don't even have the infinite Shinji face on the mug though. That's the good one.
Infinite
oh yeah.
Oh, God.
Nolan Lockhart also likes Overlord because he struggles with the fact that he's lost a bit of humanity by being a lich.
I love Overlord, but honestly, despite the fact that it's all about like, what if a D&D DM got to have an adventure for a change?
Oh yeah, you love that. By the way, Nick's our DM for Pathfinder, so it's no wonder you like that. A game master. Dungeon master.
Chimera, have you guys actually seen the art for the original light novels for that? It's so good.
I haven't seen it. No.
The art is really pretty. It makes me kind of think of like a more edgy version of the Japanese Game of Thrones covers that you showed us a while back.
The Japanese.
Those. So you guys go look up the covers for the Japanese edition of Song of Ice and Fire.
They're really
cool. Beautiful. It's like masterful paintings.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like
because that's some Yoshitaka Yamano shit. Is that what the art for I gotta look it up. I didn't even know Overlord was a manga. I mean, of course it was a manga, but
no, I don't know about the manga. I'm talking about the light novels.
Oh, the light novels. Okay, maybe it's the same artist.
It started out as I think it's different, but it's like it makes me think of that. It's really cool in the look. The anime is not as great, but you can still see some of the really different designs kind of go through, and I like that. That one actually is. Oh, let's see.
Oh, hey, that's Chimera's character, huh?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have you... Well, I'm introducing a female character in Volume 2, so we'll have the boob dance sketch cards on Volume 2, because there'll be 2 female characters, so you get to draw boobs. So there you go.
Yay! I need boob dance sketch cards. Boob dance, you're muted.
Dan, you're muted. We can't hear what you're saying.
No, we can totally hear you. You're talking.
We can totally hear. I
was saying I had accidentally had messed this up when I started coloring the blue on the jacket, and then it ended up being a happy accident because now it's got a cool texture to the jacket. But he was like, oh, yeah, send me over that line art too. And I was like, okay. And I went on the computer and I was looking for it. I was like, there is no line art. So I had to go, and with the help of Billy Basco, we like took 2 things that I had, and then we're able to rescue the line art slightly. And I was like, I'll redraw this. I redrew the card because I screwed up the jacket. So I have a second card that's more or less the same drawing.
Oh, no. When someone asks you that, you just put it on the computer and just lower all colors.
That's kind of how we stripped the blue out of it, but it was difficult.
No, it's fine.
This came out good, though.
It looks fun.
I'm actually really liking this now.
Can you actually put it again now that we heard the context, Dan? Oh, can you actually show it again now that we could actually hear?
Yeah. I was actually I'm gonna switch this camera because the other camera I have will pick it up better.
Ooh, you have multiple cameras.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta get that set up. Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
The blue looks totally. It looks good. Sweet. Yeah, I need to get some boob dance sketch cards for my next campaign as well.
Oh, that's happening.
Yes, it's gonna happen. Or a crossover. Also, a crossover must happen.
Yeah. Well, I want to do that. I'm gonna do that print for sure. Where it's the 2 of them back-to-back fighting monsters. I think that would be a cool one.
Yes, that'll be awesome. Yeah, my character Ragna, you've seen her, right? So she's like the really busty one. I'm like, I would need Dan to draw her.
Basically, character you like so much.
Mage and a berserker together.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, what do you say, Chimera?
Is that the bitchy character you like so much?
Yes, the bitchy one. I love her.
2 bitches.
All right.
I'm working on the 4 extra pages that'll go. She'll be introduced in chapter 1, and I'm not showing those online. It's only gonna be in the book. So, but it's really cool.
I think Irene always gravitates towards the bitchy character on any series.
I'm starting to see that.
You know, I kind of do though. I love Asuka and. Let's see. Who else do I like Levi from Attack on Titan.
But that's not a female.
I mean, yeah, but he is kind of bitchy.
You said bitchy.
That's nice. Ooh.
You also said you like Rebby from Black Lagoon.
Oh yeah, I love Rebby.
And then
I just finished this morning.
My girlfriend.
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Sweet.
And then these guys up here.
That's so good.
Yeah, you like all these characters. Who do you like from Neon Genesis? The German chick?
Yeah, Asuka, the redhead.
Oh, how dare you?
It's like frickin' Germans. Asuka's really
Chimera just
awesome.
like, go forever.
Ragna is basically Asuka and Deja Thoris, but if she was like a druid cleric. So there you go. Yep, there's that's the way I pitch her character. I love her. I can't wait to draw her.
Finish this one too.
With that little mention of D&D stuff, before I forget, what I was trying to say with the Overlord thing, Irene, is that those light novels were actually written by a DM whose team no longer had time to play, and so he just wrote the story that he wanted to as light novels and became a hit.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Look at those pages.
But now he kind of wants to cancel it just because his group has time again.
That's the best story. No wonder you like that. We have Tokume has a question for you. Dan, have you considered releasing a line of collectible cards as well for your project?
Oh, yes. There will be a line of collectible cards for sure.
Hell yeah.
I'm doing 2 different ones, and they're going to be like, yes. I want them to look like, I want to make them so they look like classic wax pack, like trading card sets. So I'm thinking it's probably going to be a stretch goal, because I know there's one set I'm for sure doing. Matt Barr did a bunch of goblins for me. So I'm doing one pack that's all of those. It'll have a sticker, like 5 cards, and then like, the wax cover that it'll have. And then I'm doing another set, which will most likely be a bunch of pieces that a lot of friends of you that fan art. And then because I know Jason's doing a print for anybody that signs up for the mailing list. So that's kind of sort of the freebie gift. He did this really cool print version. I'm working on something else too, but I'm trying to get all the art done, and it's like been trying to like get the colors pinned down and everything else. It's like everybody's like, "Are you launching this month?" And I'm like, "I'm thinking at the end of July, maybe the first week of August." So, but I want to get a lot of that stuff like pinned down, and also I need to get the cover colored, and try and get a couple pages colored before I launch.
Sweet, yeah.
How many pages?
Are really liking this in the chat.
How many pages is the entire book?
So I said 80, but it's looking like financially, like to get it all colored, it's going to be real expensive to do 80.
Yeah.
So I might shoot for like, I don't know, like 60 maybe.
Okay.
And then if the book can make enough, and I could pay my colorist to do the rest of the pages, then I'll hopefully grow the size of the thing. But
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
but
just make sure
I know I have like what I want to tell. I would like to tell 80 pages worth of stuff at least. And it's just like, it's like one of those things, like everybody's saying like, maybe like bring it down to like 46 and then do like 2 volumes like quickly back to back, because you'll have the first one like when you launch will basically be done.
Yeah, it'll be more financially feasible too.
Yeah.
So
because I have completely line art done. I have like 48 or 49 pages drawn. Mm-hmm. And I'm about 16 pages in with this gray tone. Mm-hmm. So I have been thinking about maybe just doing like one campaign and then like a second one, like immediately after the first one has, been shipping out. Mm-hmm. And then I could be like, okay, the second one's coming now, Mm-hmm. So
yeah, you should totally. You can do 2.
I mean, does that sound crazy? I feel like this is really my problem. I feel like when you say you're going to do something, you just do it. Like even if it is hard, and no,
it's you have to take into consideration like funding and what'll be more manageable for you.
And the colorist, man, it's like
crazy serious work.
Yeah,
no, and 2 really good colors. It's hard to pin down. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go. Okay.
I was just saying. Oh, sorry. I think there's a lag on my end.
Go.
I'll just finish real quick. The thing that I found is getting everything lined up, like numbers wise of things that I want to do with it, and then also having the colorist that I want. Like I have my one buddy Matt Yackey, he's like fantastic, but I know he's got like he has like 5 books right now that he's working on, and it's like I got a feeling it's just going to become hairy like around the time that I need to do it, and he's like, I'm going to get that cover done, and I'm like, okay. And I know Billy wants to color it, Billy Vasco. So it's like, but I know he's getting, like, the further out I go, I know he's getting more work now, and it's going to be difficult to get him. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm thinking maybe I should do like a 3-chapter thing, like 3 like 45-page books or 46-page books, and then do like a collected thing or something like that with like maybe have that do a collected version and give people like the Grey Tone like line art stuff in that version. You know what I mean? Like find a way to add value to like another thing after I get a few of them out. So
I have a stupid idea,
like
Dan.
It's never stupid. It's speak your piece. I'm always down for suggestions because I'm new, but I'm not new. So it's like, but it's still like a weird thing.
Yeah, like crowdfunding is a different animal.
This is the time for Chimera. You have to make the most stupid suggestion right now, just to prove.
Yeah.
Like, everyone should come with a flea circus.
Yeah. If you want to get so many pages done, maybe do a $50 tier where you have volumes 1 and 2. I don't know. You know.
You mean like a season pass type deal where it's like you're paying for both of them up front and then as they come out?
Yeah, I mean if you can do 80 pages or 92.
Yeah, because I'm definitely gonna have 80 pages in like no time. But I'm just fast.
Faster than Irene.
I don't know why you keep on like saying that like it's gonna piss me off. I'm like
it makes me nervous.
I know Dan's fast. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm like, come on.
Deep down, it's not.
I love her work so much.
I'd
more
always
than my
love to
work,
be faster,
like,
but my style's my style.
And
y'all know I can be fast if I want to, but like I choose
to
do the style for Fiendish.
Yeah, that guy earlier in the chat, he called you a tsundere. Man, that makes way too much sense.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
A
tsundere.
tsundere.
Tsundere! You never pronounce things right.
Whatever.
It's tsundere. Okay. And
what is tsundere?
I mean,
I've been saying tsundere for like 4 years.
It's a manga and anime trope for a category of female character.
Yeah,
So
it's
like
basically goes like this. Yeah, it's not because I like you or anything. I hate you, but I secretly like you.
Yeah, I guess it's a character that's like they express. It's like the trope of an anime girl who expresses that they like someone by like hitting them and all that stuff.
So this is like a Lucy from the Peanuts thing.
Kind of. I think
she tortures Charlie Brown, but she's secretly
but
in love
like
with
way worse.
Yeah, it's
way
just,
worse.
Yeah, because like because in anime it is the physical abuse tends to be pushed a bit more for comedic effect instead of it just being a flop from poor Charlie Brown that doesn't kick the ball. But yeah, it's one of those things that we talked about. It's just like it's one of those tropes that started with something, but then it gets bastardized, the more simplified and like surface level it goes, and then it just like. The more it goes, the more accurate it is to just call it the tsundere trope.
It's everywhere in anime.
Yeah,
alrighty.
Yeah, you know, apparently people think it's cute for girls to express their affections by hitting people and being.
Well, I think it's beautified when it gets like grounded down to be this stereotype of a character, and then they always fill it up in like harems. It's like, oh, there's always that tsundere, so it becomes a flavor.
You have the tsundere, you have the yandere, you have the dere, you have. Okay, I need to stop.
Oh my gosh.
Baby human is tsundere,
totally
yandere. What do you think I am?
What's a yandere?
Hey, shh. Okay, we're derailing.
Tokume. Questions.
Tokume says, "This is for Dan. Do 3, promote 1 or 2, and make the 3rd a stretch goal."
Oh shit.
That's an idea. That way it's already done by the time your campaign is completed. Your release time will also be roughly 3 to 6 months after the end of it. Yeah, that's something to consider. Yep.
Mm.
But I think if you have an 80-something page book, breaking into 2 parts is, that's perfect. Because you're really fast, so.
Yeah. And, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Well, it sounds like people are open to it. Like,
yeah, no, people are open to it. Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I said it's 80 pages.
Yeah.
No. Like,
I would like to do is just like one 80-page thing, like, because I like something that's like
complete,
complete or something concise, like that's like a thing. Like, I'm not a fan of the whole like we need 50 variant covers of this thing. It's like, no, give me the one awesome cover, and like call it a day.
But like, you're not doing that, and as long as you communicate, the important thing is when you do things without communicating with readers, that's when people have a problem. As long as you say, okay, it's not financially feasible for me to put this out, all in one chunk, so I'm gonna split it in 2, and like honestly, people are probably gonna be happy to have 2 different covers, and then you can offer different products with each book as well. So I think that's totally fine. I've changed my mind on a lot of things as I worked on Fiendish as well. As long as you tell people, and people in the chat seem very open to it. So yeah, we should do it.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't think you should compromise your work.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, don't overthink.
Especially when you have a lot of people backing you up and seeing that the niche that you're going for is appreciated. So there's no need to be that much afraid.
Yeah, don't worry about it. We are going to get into all of our campaigns at the end, and we will drop links for Goblin Girl as well. So y'all stay tuned for that. Oh, definitely. You still have a sign up list up, so we will we'll go over that. Yes. All right. Let's see. I have a couple more questions. So I actually didn't get to any of the questions I wrote down because we just like kind of organically started talking. But I think this is a good one. So, do you think the major difference between manga and American comics is that the manga industry is run on actively listening to user and reader feedback, while American comics are primarily run on whatever detached rich people and the mostly also kind of privileged people advising them, let's just be real here, what they think readers want, instead of the model of manga, which is they have like user feedback and they vote to see which series are the most popular every month. Because I think that would make a big difference beyond just having more genres. Like, the model for manga is either you succeed or you get canceled. And there doesn't seem to be that kind of pressure in American comics. It's this thing where you really feel it if you work for Marvel and DC. It's like, oh, if this book doesn't do well, it's fine. We're backed by Disney. We're not going to go under. And as long as you have the right friends, it's fine. I don't have to make sales. I'll get another job. Like, I'm serious. It's not everybody. Because everybody's like, oh, but there are still good artists. There are good people, and I'm a fan of a lot of, especially artists in DC and Marvel right now. But I think as far as like storytelling goes, and it's about balance. There's too much of the American industry that is really comfortable right now. And having worked in it, it really feels like that. Like, deadlines are not taken seriously anywhere along the production line until it's like comes down to the wire, and then it's up to the colorist and letterer, and then they get all the blame, and I can go on. But like, it's a prevailing problem. And I know people who work in the manga industry, like people work as assistants, and they're like, yeah, it's like, they don't care if I have to kill myself to finish my work, I have to finish my work. And you can say that that's not cool, and of course I wish mangaka were paid more, for their work, and it wasn't so hard. But like, just the fact that it is that ultra merit based, and it's all about what the user wants, what the readers think about a series, and if they like it, it succeeds, and you have to, it's both, because the creators always work with editors, and there's actually a lot of editorializing for manga, but they're all working to please the readers first. So, all right, I'm going to stop talking. Nick seems to have thoughts.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you're kind of idealizing a bit on the manga process, because
I don't know.
Like you said it yourself, it's just like it is one way or another, be it because of higher ups that have seniority there, or because you need to succeed immediately. You need to crank that product out. And that is what it becomes, be it because there's higher ups talking about what they want to push in or promote on the book. The same thing about the listening to readers thing becomes just another machine that forces things on you because of these popularity contests or the ideas of what the readers want to push instead of what the writer or artist wants to actually create out of their piece. At a certain point, it's in both areas. I feel like the norm is to actually rip away the project from the creator and make it more about the consumer and how they're gonna consume more for it.
So you're saying that American comics right now are for the consumer?
To a degree, they're trying to find a way of making it more what do you call that? More easily consumable. That you talk about all these variant covers. I say you. And on a lot of these chests, we talk about these variant covers, the gimmicks, totally the character is dying here. It's not necessarily about what they want to read, but what they will buy. And I think that a lot of the norm for the comic book consumer is to not want to miss out, is to want to have that whole weird chronology that is created. And so they try and promote these things that you won't miss out and so that you can keep eating it. But the other way is like they put these polls and they say, it's like, oh yeah, we love this character. The author that doesn't care, but like, I guess I put it in. Like Naruto, like there was no Sasuke in that story. But they says, oh no, but everybody loves edgy, cool kids here, and light and dark, and rivals, and they shoved that whole thing in. They sold very good. The guy didn't want to do that at all.
Okay, what I'm saying is, I don't think American comics put what readers want at the forefront. They take advantage of what they know longtime diehard fans who are collectors who will buy every single issue of Spider-Man and who have FOMO, fear of missing out, for every event. They take advantage of that. That's the game they're playing with all these variant covers. But when readers say they don't like something, it's like there are creators who go online and say, well, this is what I wanted to create, so too bad, don't buy my book. And can you imagine a manga creator saying that? And manga is they don't have to listen to, well, you have to put Sasuke in the book, but they try to, and I think that's a better model, because it's like the creator of Naruto didn't have to listen to that, but that's what people wanted, and those are the people buying your book.
The editorial is very important in manga, though. They have a much bigger say on these things because even big name creators have to kind of buckle down a lot more to their editors.
Editors have a lot of control in manga, and it's they're not super credited, but sometimes the editor is almost the one writing the story while the creator is just the artist. But that doesn't really answer what I was asking. I think that kind of
I think that I feel like this can very easily just slope into the whole like politics crisis that's going on in US comics. Like I think that US comics, the industry is largely paralyzing itself because it's kind of afraid to do things that are against the political demands of the current political environment. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember I got like a note at one point it was the script. I got a note on one issue I was writing where like a bad guy says something mean to a woman, and I think it was like vaguely sexist, and it's like, well, maybe we should say this because it's sexist. It's like, evil. You're supposed to dislike.
Wait, it's a bad guy though.
It's not even an example that we found. Like we actually have that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
it happened to us.
Oh yeah, okay. I thought you were bringing everything.
No, I'm talking about the one that we experienced. So I think that's just kind of, it's a small example of, I think, a large problem. I mean, people have talked about this all over the place, but I think that it's this fear, this paralyzing fear of like, if we do something that people are going to shout down on Twitter and stuff like that, we're going to get canceled, we're going to get blacklisted and stuff like that. Yeah, so a lot of that has paralyzed this industry in the US.
We kept that's true. From editorial, it's like it was a lot of actually listening to the louder voices online and worrying about what to say or how to say it, what flavor to use, what color to use.
I know that's not the only thing.
No, clearly, but it is very widely seen.
Yeah, it's like,
Right
why
now.
don't we have more creators who are minorities and stuff like that? And so then they like hire a bunch of minorities and stuff.
But just based on that, and then when they do hire creators based on minors, they don't place them. This is a personal thing. They don't put them on books that they actually want. They just put it on with like the minority books for the minorities, which is, I don't know.
Well,
That's a good point, but
I think that in a way they are trying to listen to the audiences, because a lot of audiences are shouting that they want. They want more diversity, they want more this and that, and so people are trying to offer it to them, but I just don't think it's being handled necessarily in the most tactful,
I think
planned-out way.
I think every system is going to be faulty when it's trying to play telephone with an audience.
I think they're not listening to the actual audience. I really think that, because a channel called Comics Perch, you guys should all watch him. He has been talking about this. If you go to Perch,
Okay.
Comics by Perch, I think I forgot the channel name, but he's been talking about this, and a lot of people have pointed out they listen to angry people online, and they think that that's their audience. And they are trying to please people, but they're not going to the right places. They're not generally listening to people who are actually buying the books. And because all these controversies that we see on Twitter, it's people have been going to conventions, and Perch has been talking about this, is if you actually go to the conventions and people who are holding the books in their hands and talking about the storylines, they don't know anything about the controversies. They don't care. That's not the people that are paying the companies.
The manga consumers don't have that kind of atmosphere over there either.
No, and that, I think that's a good point, and it does tie into what I was talking about with the company, which side is actually listening to the audience, right? And I think maybe it's not charitable to say that the American industry isn't trying to listen to the audience at all, because everybody wants to make money, but they're really not listening to the right people, or not using, not like
clarify what you mean between listening and listening, because I think in a way the U.S. industry is listening, but perhaps I think that there's a difference between like listening to what people want and actually understanding what they really want, because I think that a lot of audiences don't know what they really want. Like
I think they do,
narrative and stuff like that.
I think they know what
what they really want.
Oh no, yeah.
They want 26 variant covers. That's what they
want.
They
don't. Oh my god, I can't believe that's an actual thing. They had 26 variant covers on what was it, an X-Men series, an X-Men issue.
Some X-Men number 1.
6.
I've never heard of it. It's just some bullshit X-Men title I've never heard of. Fucking hell.
Oh, you got a whole issue of just variant covers.
I mean,
yeah,
I don't see the point of doing that. But and I've never really been the one to collect like all the covers for a book. Yeah. But I certainly appreciate that sometimes when I see these things happen, it's like, oh, I can pick the cover that I like the most for the book that I want.
Yeah, but like,
nice, but I'll buy one.
Want,
so I don't know that they're really getting anything out of that.
2 to 3 variant covers max. Also, I forgot what the original question was. I feel like I'm in college again.
Oh, how dare you! You're a terrible listener.
Well,
I was.
To be fair, like, right before Dan, right before Chimera went out to say, like, do you know what they really want? And I was expecting for him to say little girls.
Oh God! Oh,
I was about to. Suddenly, the U.S. industry just skyrockets the numbers.
You know what?
Age and start working out, sweating. Oh my God!
Humans are humans.
Sweaty little humans.
But yeah, before all that, I was noticing that, as always, I'm just kind of biting my lip to talk about this. Like, right, Dan, Chimera, sorry, what do you guys think?
What was it? Okay, I'm sorry, I still wasn't listening. What was the question?
The question was, do you think the what's making the difference between manga sales and American comic sales is that the manga industry not only tries to listen to their readers, but knows has found the right way to listen to people who actually buy their books. And the American industry thinks they're doing, but they're not actually listening to, they're not giving the readers what they want.
Okay. I mean, I kind of touched on this with the Barton Bros stream. these are legacy characters. Like Wolverine, they made him into a bisexual, I guess. He's banging Cyclops and Jean Grey. Batman, they turned Batman into a cuck because of Tom King. They ruined legacy characters. So people are more willing to read manga about cooking or wine tasting or whatever. They want an escape. They want escapism. So they're like, okay, girls at the gym, whatever. I'll read this.
That ties into the problem of there are a lot of creators who are inserting what they want to create into superhero books and establish legacy characters instead of creating, a new character. And, you can create a character like whatever. I'm trying to not be too mean. I probably should just stop trying. But, I feel like they're hiring a lot of people who don't necessarily understand superheroes or don't want to honor the history and don't want to honor these legacy characters, because if you get hired by DC or Marvel, you are standing on the shoulders of giants and you have a legacy to uphold. But they are hiring a lot, and that's a different issue that kind of ties into the fact they're not listening to people who are actually buying the books. But yeah, they have no respect for the legacy characters, and that does tie into why a lot of readers are turned off.
It's just really weird. Like, they project their Tumblr-esque fantasies onto Wolverine. I'm like, yeah, let's have them bang. I'm like, what does that have to do with mutants and superpowers, you fucking weirdo?
I don't know, Chimera, because especially after having come off of talking about anime and manga, I feel like that is most of the conversations that come out. Like, I mean, that kind of terminology, waifu, is from that kind of discussion. It's like, I pair them up with this. I imagine him this way.
Yeah, but
well, people will always be filthy. But I think people will always be filthy. But the problem is changing the legacy character to be something.
That's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. I'm not trying to say that the thoughts on sexuality from the audience, and as much as varied as it can be, is wrong on that. Because again, I don't really know the examples that you're bringing up, Chimera. I'm assuming that must have happened. I mean, it's not wackier than the Three Jokers. But when you bring that up, I was like, I don't know. Like, Wolverine banging Jean Grey and Cyclops. I can totally see someone from our generation that it's not about respecting or not respecting, that they grew up with that, and in their head canon, it's like, that made sense. It's like, oh, well, of course Wolverine, he was in that triangle. Why wouldn't they, after all these years and figuring out all these shit and actually paying attention to maybe all the stories where they kind of made peace, why wouldn't they go into this polygamous relationship now that comics are more open to actually displaying some weird stuff like that? Or what was the other one that you said, Batman being a cuck? Some people might see him like that on the weird relationships, and he's constantly just saying alone and love is never for me. But
I don't think that's quite being emo is not quite the definition of cuck.
No.
I'm not a super huge fan of superheroes, but I think from the reaction of people who literally are 60 years old and they grew up reading these books, and the fact that they say this is just not the character, I respect what they are saying.
But shouldn't we also respect the people that grew up with it and are not 60 years old and actually found fun in something in their own interpretation of the comic? Is that disrespectful?
Except the people who are writing the comic, they didn't grow up with it. Half of them are saying, oh, I didn't read this book, but I'm just here. I just want to write it and put my own ideas into it.
Yeah, no, they're putting their own ideas. They're not thinking maybe this character. No, they're no, I'm just going to make Wolverine gay.
It's self-admitted. I mean, it seems, it's self-admitted by a lot of these people.
Okay, I'm just saying that
it's not that people who aren't fans of the characters. I think it's not, and because I'd have a different take on it if it's it's people who are just younger and they are fans of the character but they have a new take on it, because that's what happens when you have these legacy characters but you hand it off to new creators, and we should be open to new takes on the characters, but there are still certain boundaries that kind of completely break the characters development, totally break their what they would do. It's like Batman, it pisses people off when Batman kills, and it pisses people off when characters just act, when someone who's like Luke Skywalker giving up, that makes so many people angry because that's just not his character. So that's like if someone actually was a fan of the franchise, they wouldn't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you. But I feel like that's also like a very I don't know, blatant example of what you're talking about when he says like, Skywalker giving out, and we all says like, because someone wanted to write that story more like, well, we need some new blood so we can keep milking Star Wars now that we got it.
I'm going to
share a better example.
Chimera is sharing this. Because I do try to be, open to is new creators, and they have everyone has their own takes on the characters, but sometimes I can understand that they've changed the character too much. It's just disrespectful, and they clearly aren't fans of these characters. So what is this?
Okay, they're saying this. This isn't Wolverine. This is X-23. That's his daughter. This is Jane Foster. Thor is his fucking name, not a title. So no, they're doing this all wrong. You're not Wolverine.
Not to mention, but I saw the same post, and that was like 4 years ago though. This is old.
We're so mad about it.
I don't. Is this 4 years ago?
It's old. Yeah, I know, but they're like bringing it. I know, but they're bringing it up recently, and I'm like, no, this character is this. Yeah.
I stopped paying attention.
This is just a good example.
This is people that either caught on to that at the time, and think that it's so funny, or people that are just getting into comics and just realize that this is a thing.
So I can understand why this is annoying, because this.
Well, X-23 doesn't go by X-23 anymore. They call her, as well as Logan, Wolverine. They're both called Wolverine now in the books.
Yeah, that's
I think that happened when he died, and they brought Old Man Wolverine so that she could be more less annoyingly to a lot of audiences, be able to like shift into that role, right?
I think this ties into a different aspect. Is on its own. If all of these instances of calling X-23 she's Wolverine, or I have other thoughts on Jane Foster being Thor, because this Norse mythology, and they bastardize it so much and they show so little respect to it. Like, usually I try to be like, dude, you want to create a female version of a character? Obviously I don't have a problem with that. I actually really like X-23 as
I do too.
One of the few superheroes. I really like her. Again, bitchy, gothy little girl. I love her. Yeah, but it seems to be this trend of they want to create more female characters, or they want to bring female characters to the foreground, but instead of making, it feels like they don't know how to write a female lead well, and so instead of actually figuring that out, they rework the story and have the female characters take the mantle of a male counterpart. That's what I don't like.
And
you should just learn how to write female characters well, and they don't know how to do that. It's not that hard.
Yeah, and I was just using this is a better example of what I was saying. It is from a long time ago, but it's just really cringy.
Y'all have been mad about that for 4 years though. I just stopped reading.
You have a folder on your computer of 4 years.
No, this is recent. That post was from a few days ago.
The thing is that conversation is very identifiable as old, because the conversation back in college. This talk. It must be going for a long time, but during the New 52 stuff, a lot of people were having these same arguments and bringing those same posts about the same stuff.
I guess you're right. I think I do remember female Thor being
And I agree with Irene. It is sad to see that so many of these female characters have to be lynched, pinned off of the not notoriety, but what do you call it, the fame of other names to be able to make a name for themselves instead of writing them better. But at the same time, when you see some new characters actually come up in superhero comics, it is really hard for them to stand on their own and survive. Kamala Khan is an outlier. That is more detached from, as although she is attached to what is her girl, the name of that one?
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel. She was able to stand on her own for being a separate character, but that is not the norm. These characters show up on a very special episode and they just die because the audience does not see a name that they know,
and because they're latched onto like the expense that is to follow an individual series for a superhero, they will not check that series out again.
Because they don't have. I try to not complain about people's agenda or something, but I do think there is a problem of hiring people for, I'm friends with someone, or because they say the right words or have the right politics. Let's just be real. I've seen it working for these companies. And that means that a lot of times you're not hiring the best writers. And if you had the best writers and hired people instead of, let's hire the Asian, put them on the Asian book, then you'd be able to create new characters and, that, like, find the writer. Who was it? Chris Claremont was complaining about this, like, all of a sudden is like they put minorities on books that are just minority leads, and it's not about who is actually the best writer. We need to launch a new character. We know it's going to be a hard sell because like people are all used to these legacy characters that have already been established. Just find the best person for the job. And so it's hard when you have that approach, and I don't buy into the idea that you have to look like the character you're writing to.
Nobody's saying that they have to. I mean, what I'm saying is that
you're not saying that.
I'm saying that it's hard. It's hard for them to survive. Most people won't pay attention to them.
I disagree.
It can happen.
I think the reader. I think if it's well done, it'll sell.
Agreed.
I think people are open to it.
I like. I mean, that's why we're doing it anyway. Like trying to make comics of our own liking is because we're hoping for that audience to like see like it's good, even if it's out, a little bit more hidden. People will go for it. Sorry, Chimera. What were you saying?
Oh no, I was just gonna say Irene loves YA novels.
I don't love YA. I don't. That's
she loved working on them.
Oh, I don't. You're just here to torture me. Yeah, all Marvel would put me on was YA novels, and they put me on. It was all female leads too, which it was like, I don't know. Maybe I should have pointed out. Like now, I'm a little more bigger of a. Now I've got more of a mouth, but through like my mid-20s, I was like trying to be nicer, and I was like, "Ooh, maybe I can have a career here." And like, but it's like. At the same time, yeah, I know, like, I tell Ariel and Nick this, why did you speak up? I was like, well, I was just hoping that this was a temporary thing, but I only got put on books that were YA, or with the exception, I got typecast, so without any volition of my own, I never was like, ooh, I love doing this, give me more of it. They just handed me work, and they only offered me work that was YA books with female leads, and I was like, sure, I really need the money, I'm gonna take it, and then that's all I got. And the only book with the male lead I got was like a 9-pager, or it wasn't even a 9-pager, it was like a 5-pager of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
it was a chibi like Marvel Superhero Adventures kids book, and then they started putting my kids books. So look at the stuff I'm doing for Fiendish. Do you think I fit working on a kids book?
Your guys and gals are really pretty.
They are really pretty, and
that doesn't equate to kids. I like drawing that and like monsters.
Your art style does lend itself well to that stuff. If they were
I know, it's just because I can do it doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah, you know
it's true.
You know that we've been on before you were on the streams with everybody here. We were on therapy stream with you every day.
Therapy streams.
Yeah. So yeah, I think
but that was a big topic. It's just like we know that you want something, but when a lot of people look at your work, it lends itself well to these things, and you never speak up about what you want to do. So how are they going to read your mind?
I want to say something really quick. Irene,
I was very angry inside.
Irene, give me a second. I want to congratulate you on finally getting to a point in your career as an independent comic creator to finally feel brave enough and feel confident that you can speak out about your true feelings about. I'm honestly really happy for you. That is a big step. I know that it's not that easy to do when you're trying to put your foot in the door.
Thank you.
No, it's better. Yeah, it's better you did the Indiegogo now rather than 2018 because you would have gotten dogpiled by your former pro friends.
Probably.
It would have been really bad.
I know, and I just wasn't ready to put anything out at the time yet. But you're right, and I'm really glad I'm at this place. And people often say, "Well, just go independent and speak up." And I know it's hard because it was hard for me. But if anyone's listening who has doubts about, well, I don't like the jobs they're giving me, when you're working for a company and you're afraid of saying something because you're afraid people are not going to like you or not give you work. Like, as long as you're not too horrific and don't talk about like politics or nothing, like, it's okay to speak up. And if you have an independent idea, there is a market out here, and there's a community, and there are people who promote it. There's an audience, more importantly. So, you know, I don't know if anyone listening might be in that position, but yeah, I do know there are people in mainstream comics who, like, they want to break free and they're not happy what they're being given, but they don't want to say anything.
Irene, can you do me a favor? Can you mod Eric Hutfills in the chat? I'm tired of linking stuff.
Oh, okay.
He's a good linker.
Cool, I'll mod him. Thank you, Eric. Oh yeah, Eric, he does mod on a lot of channels. Yeah, but, you know, not to make things about me, but we are very lucky to have what we have with indie comics right now. And I think Sim has been saying this, but I think this is basically, it's like Image but different. It's like Image but in the internet age. It's like Metal Hurlant but with the internet to back it up.
Hey Dan, is your Goblin Girl link still working? It says invalid. Someone in the chat.
It might be an old link.
Oh,
He has the new one, but I will drop it in the group. Give me a second.
I see the link. Is it hold on, let me mod Eric. You are modded. Thank you, Eric. There you go. So
I've been sharing the wrong. Yeah, I've been sharing the wrong link for an hour and a half.
Sorry.
I noticed Yvonne is here. What's up?
Hey.
You can come on the show if you want to. Okay, let me see. Did I have any other questions? We've been going for a while. We should probably start promoting your books.
Right.
Yeah, we should. What other thoughts does everyone have? Why do you, just in general, why do you think manga is both going through a renaissance and selling very well domestically, and you know, also just absolutely wiping the floor with the American market? Any points that we haven't brought up yet so far?
I'll stay quiet for a bit to let people talk.
Nick! Gosh! Talking over everyone!
I will say that I will speak last.
No, it's just
oh shit!
I'm talking a lot over people, and that's all.
Okay.
How dare you?
Okay, I mean, it's just escapism. People want escapism, especially in this political climate. You know, not to get any on political rants, but everything sucks. So there you go. People want escapism. Comics aren't doing that, so manga filled the void. End of story.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like I'm a bit biased here. I feel like I've never really gotten very deep into American comics. I like the storytelling format, or the language, I should say, of manga quite a lot more. I never got into superhero books. All the work that I've been is kind of more independent, not mainstream, not superhero books in the U.S. market, and so I feel very detached from that. So I don't think I'm really the best person to ask. I feel like, well, I mean, I kind of just lean toward manga in a lot of sense, and I mean, in a sense, more.
Well, that might be something to point out, because I mean, maybe part of it is also that the audience that grew with comics, it was the easily accessible entertainment. It was something that you could not get on TV. And what you would get out of like superheroes and other comics on TV was this watered down, like Super Friends kind of stuff. So you could not get the real stories there if you really were into that.
That's true. And it was kind of our generation, like millennials, who kind of really took off with manga. Like,
yeah, and so like, I think it was it Chimera or was it Irene that you guys were talking about the lack of censoring?
Both of us, all of us, everybody.
Okay, yeah. So it's like there was a lack of censorship. That's one of the things that actually made me actually jump into anime and manga when I was a kid. It's like, oh geez, like Zenki is like chopping off these dudes' heads, and a weird line with an eyeball is coming out. That's rad. Like the best thing I can get out of Hulk is that they like imply blood, but then they'll black out. So I think that a lot of that might be because the audience that then saw that as the source for the kind of stories that they like, and that was being blocked off or censored in easily accessible comics, is now growing up and is now veering more towards that. So I think that could be part of what your argument there is. It's completely valid. A lot of us grew up with that, and now we're used to getting the good stuff out of that. I do think that there's a lot of, when we say that there's like North American comics are just leaving a void, I disagree. There's a lot of good creators. There's a lot of cool stuff. Not necessarily superheroes, but even when I'm not the biggest fan of that, I found some really kick-ass superhero books. Not necessarily based off of legacy characters, because that whole thing with Irene says like now you have to like balance like what is respect, when does someone get to have a voice, when is it good and when is it bad. But there's a lot of like with Invincible, I really dug the hell out of that, and I read it.
Yeah, Invincible is good.
Yeah,
it's a new thing.
It sold itself, especially at the beginning, before like all the edgy teens. So like, blood, radical.
But that's independent media.
Before it came into that with Image Comics, it just sold itself as a superhero book with like no frills or bells and whistles. And so there's a lot of stuff that is really good in there if we dig in there, and there's stuff that is not necessarily superhero comics either. But I also think that oh gosh, now I lost my train of thought when I pinned off of yours.
I was a big fan of the Sixth Gun. I mean, like that kind of stuff.
Yes, totally not something you worked on.
I mean,
to be fair,
the reason why I got to work on it is because I was a big fan.
That was so kick-ass because like we, Ariel has said, like she has had a really hard time finding North American comics, even though when she tries, because like me coming from Latin America, I went to North American comic book shop. I was like, I get to read these. I get to open them. There's full walls of them, and I can pick from all these genres. I usually get to like I have to like cram down onto a lower bookshelf that is like literally floor level, and there's just like this amount of books, and I look through them, and I have to hide while people don't see that I'm actually ripping the plastic open to see what's inside the comic.
Okay. This is why we have such different approaches to criticizing the American comic industry, because you come from a place where there's barely any comics and it's all shrink wrapped. I need to take you to Japan and see what we grew up with in Asia.
No, but I love manga. I think it's great.
Comics everywhere.
Yeah. So the big part of it for me was just seeing the variety. But Ariel, even when she would go there, she would look at all those, and she would just not be grabbed by anything. Oh. And even then, she really gravitated to the Sixth Gun. She was loving a Western, which is not a popular kind of story right now. But Sixth Gun had its niche, and it went on to be a very long series. And then when we talked with Colin Bryan, the fact that she got to jump in was really kick-ass because she loved that stuff. And the occasional fan that would come by and say that they really loved her work was really cool. Meeting fans for the first time.
Yeah, I agree. I also, well, it's not really about agreement. I have the same kind of experience, except I'm more into manga than Ariel is. But yeah, the American stuff that grabbed me when I moved here was all indie stuff. And I liked Sixth Gun. I like Image and what IDW does. And some superhero stuff I like. But it's not that I never gave it a try. It just never interested me.
Yeah, and there you go. The last thing I wanted to say was that I think another part is that young and old audiences, I feel, that have a lot more baggage with North American comics. Since they latch onto the individual characters or rights to their stories, every time they make a misstep, like promoting someone's agenda, like I don't know, what was the big thing with like the Batman marriage, but then it's like, Sykes, we're not actually doing that. Hope you like the issue. Those things don't just go like with a manga issue down, which is like, oh, well, the story was not that great. I kind of hated all the characters, but Oda will come up with something cool next time. Instead of it being an ongoing series with one person doing it, it feels like with all of these different writers, all of these different artists, different series that go offshoot, and all of them being under a big branch of a company, I think a lot of readers might have a feeling of betrayal from some of these things.
Not to interrupt, but I'm sharing screen. Here's a Taskmaster miniseries I read a while back.
Taskmaster.
Yeah, 2002. This is. What do you think of this? Does this look a little bit blend of West and East?
It looks very it makes me think very SNK influenced.
Really?
Yeah, look at the eyes.
No.
Phoenix Wright.
I don't think that's SNK.
It
does look like it's manga. It's like colored manga.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like look at the Udon books for anything like Street Fighter and stuff. Like this is the same kind of art style and coloring for it.
Mm-hmm.
Oversized hands and the kind of plastic hair.
It looks like a kind of a bad Udon book, honestly. Why? What is this? What about it?
Well, what do you think? Like, would you buy this? If,
No.
It's not my cup of tea. I know, for example, my friend Alejo loves Street Fighter and SNK stuff, so he would probably dig this stuff, but it's not my cup of tea.
That looks like good enough to have its own audience, though.
Okay, so if Western comics started looking like that, what do you think? Do you think people would buy that? And
well, that looks like it has a bit of an outdated style, honestly. The style looks like early 2000s. So it looks a bit outdated. So I don't know about that specifically. But like,
I think there's niches for all of it.
That's true. And there's like a lot,
like
you'll find a lot of artists out there. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but there's a lot of artists who have like the blend of both styles. Irene being a good example, you know.
Honestly, I can't think of that many people working for DC Marvel who have like a blatant blend of manga and American
Oh my gosh,
comics.
this is going to nag at me because I
Because
know
it was
there's at
so-
least a couple.
No, there is.
I honestly
Like,
can't think of any who did
Shit.
it well, because there's some people that they just like kind of suck at it.
Dan,
Because they're forcing
holy
it.
shit! Look at those boobs; those are freaking huge.
Dan, just you're gracing us in the corner. With
Oh,
That's right.
Adam Warren.
Adam Warren is one.
Adam Warren
Yes.
loves anime, and I love his stuff. It is so flamboyant. Yeah, you know what? It makes me think of Dan's stuff. It really just wants to do what it likes, and it's really fun. It's not my usual cup of tea, but just the fact that he clearly is so passionate about it made me buy a few of those volumes. He seems to be having a blast.
I know that we brought up James Herron. I don't think like his faces don't have very much of a manga influence, but if you look
but
at his
those
action
speed
scenes,
lines. Yeah, those speed
his
lines.
action scenes are very manga, and he said that to our face. Like I asked him, like, how are you getting so good at action scenes? He says, read manga.
I will say manga does action scenes better, and there are things that manga doesn't do as well as American comics. I've always thought American comics have the tip-top best of the best American artists are objectively better artists than manga artists, and I also always think like the visual storytelling, and I'm talking about the best of the best, okay, not like the average or like basic bitch shit. American comics has very good visual storytelling, and that's people actually learn that because most manga, even like really good manga, even like stuff like Berserk, even like sometimes with My Hero Academia, I'll be like, the line of sight isn't right. It's a little clunky sometimes, but with American comics, the good artists always like everything flows. So there are things that American comics does better, and I learn a lot from American comics. But there's also, I think the problem is mostly lies in marketing, and we need to expand to more genres. I think
There's a question in chat. What do you think of Joseph Michael Winsor's work, such as Dawn?
What do you guys think? I don't particularly.
I actually
I didn't hear the question. I can't see it either.
Where is it?
Scroll
I
up.
don't see it.
I'm trying to scroll up.
I don't hate it, but it's not anime, that's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of the styles that everybody. I can't find a comment.
I haven't looked at it yet. I haven't seen it.
A lot of the styles that people here will be like, oh, that's really anime. I was like, it doesn't look anything like manga or anime. It's so weird. It's like anything with motion and a little exaggeration for Americans. They're like, ooh, that's so anime. It's like, no, it doesn't look like that. Who was that artist that...
This is all just covers.
Who's that guy that did the Superboy book a while ago? That looked really good.
I don't know. I know that. What was the artist that you liked, honey?
I like a lot of artists. I don't know.
The one that you always talked about during college.
Sean Murphy?
Yeah, I know that Sean Murphy was dying to do a Superboy comic for a while. I don't know if it ever did happen though.
It wasn't him. It wasn't him. It was like a really cutesy but exaggerated style.
Well, I don't know. I mean, for manga influences, someone that I've seen have a lot of success lately,
Super
and
Sons.
really cool stuff has been Daniel Warren Johnson. He's done some really cool stuff, and it's very manga influenced. And you see him jumping around a bunch of companies now because clearly his style is selling.
You brought up Sean Gordon Murphy. I just got this in the mail yesterday.
Jorge Jimenez did
or
Super
Curse
Sons.
of the White Knight.
It's the oversized Curse of the White Knight, the French edition. That is, oh yeah, it's got a sketch in it too.
Yeah, I saw that one in the corner of my eye while I was talking.
Yeah, it's all his run on the Curse of the White Knight, but it's just the line art, and it's like a bit
That's
bigger
something
than.
I would love. Oh man, I should get that.
Well, I like the art from that series. I just didn't like the twist.
Yeah,
Fucking hated
I
that
just
twist.
I literally well, you can't even read. Well, I can't read this because I don't read French. But I got it because it's a little bit oversized, and it's like all the line art and like some of the stuff.
I've always
is like,
been a fan of Sean Gordon Murphy. He's one of those artists who are right now. I think my favorite artists are Sean Gordon Murphy, Jorge Jimenez. I like Carrie Randolph, and the American comic artists that are, you know, they're good storytellers. Their drawings are amazing. Yeah, this is amazing, but it's about like what are the stories that hold it up? What are the bones that are holding up the art? And how do they market it? I think that's lacking. Oh my god, I love Sean's work.
yeah.
You know, while we're thinking about like artists who have a blend of like Western and Eastern styles, like, and we were also talking about like the millennial generation kind of like being the ones to like really take on manga coming over from the East, in the West. I mean, anyway, like there's a lot of artists nowadays who are in the Western industry who do have a blend of art styles, but for the life of me, I can't remember anyone. I feel terrible. Oh my God.
I mean, okay, if they're not good enough for you to remember, then they're not good enough.
No, I mean,
yes.
you know I have a bad memory.
That's great.
Well, you do, but
Whoa! Whoa!
she said it first. But
I did.
Alberto Ramos was. It's a running joke. Okay, she's actually not that bad, guys. She's
End
actually
of the
not that
joke.
bad.
The joke's over.
Okay, Alberto Ramos was another artist that a lot of people here are like, oh, he has a manga style, but I never really saw it.
What did you think of Kyung Lee's Battle Made Knuckleball?
Love it. That's manga. That looks like.
It looks like pure manga.
Yeah. It looks like it just coming straight out of Japan. Not even like Udon Studios, like just straightly manga. Because Udon kind of had, it's like manga-ish. You can still tell it's kind of American illustration. But yeah. I forgot how we got into talking about American artists that had a manga style, but I actually can't think of that many. So if you want something that's a blend of manga and American comics, you should check out Fiendish.
There you go. Good segue.
Yeah, too. And on that note, let's start talking about our books because we've been streaming for like an hour and 40 minutes. So.
I have something to share. Here we go.
Okay. Is it another meme?
Yes.
Joy.
Here we go. This was originally my thumbnail.
Oh my god.
For my last thing. Hey, I want to celebrate. I have almost 600 likes. Anna, that Star Wars girl, retweeted it. So here we go.
Oh, yes.
And then here we go. Hang on, we gotta go. This person said I'm a misogynist, which is actually kind of correct.
No sé qué significa, pero huele a misoginia, fetichismo y sobaco con olor a cebolla.
Onion-scented armpits. How would you even know that from a fucking anime
Oh,
avatar?
they smelled you through the image, I guess.
No, it's not armpits. It's breath. It's your.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what it means. Oh, sorry.
I'm so glad we have a Spanish speaker here.
Thank you for translating. So
Yeah,
there we go.
I mean, it's funny, even if it's a little simplifying. It's not like all Western comics are like that.
No, but like, I mean,
you know.
there's no reason to defend it. Clearly, I mean, at least when you look at the character, when we use a meme, it's like it's supposed to be inflammatory to a degree. To
It's
draw
a
attention.
meme. Chill out.
But at the same time, it's doing its job. Whether it makes people curious or it makes people angry, it's doing its job because it's making people click. That's what you do when you oversimplify something.
You are a resident meme master, Chimera.
Okay, here's the actual pages to show.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right. We're actually showing work now. All right.
Yeah, this is the bonus story that was a stretch goal for Testament. These are just
Sweet.
pencils, so everything will be painted. So
Yeah,
just relax.
these are the ones that you showed like with like really bad photo last time.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, we can actually do this time.
Here we go. We got a beefcake for Irene. So here
Yay!
you go. Yeah,
He
biker
looks like
Viking.
he got run over by a truck, so I'm not
Not
that happy
enough
about
skin,
that,
I'd say.
but- What?
There's.
What do you say, Nick?
I said not enough skin, I'd say.
Oh, okay, I thought you were gonna make fun of my penchant for pretty boys. Yeah, that's not quite enough skin.
Carl as an orphan, and they adopt him and train him. So there
really
you go.
good. Yeah, that's really good.
I like the old lady.
I like.
Yeah.
That's all you have to show?
Yeah, just for now.
All right. And let's see. So let me pull up your campaign. I know. Oh no, that's Cryptindles. All right. Share.
Bring that up.
How do I could bring that up too.
Everybody loves Cryptindles.
Yeah, I've been. Well, that's what I was on a stream before, shilling Cryptindles for them. You're welcome, guys.
Yeah. So to answer in the
Something
chat.
you guys didn't see. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, to answer in the chat, it's it's post-apocalyptic sort of, but it's mostly science fantasy. It takes place on another world, and there's elements of Imperial Germany, kind of like the 1800s, but mix of futuristic stuff. Someone mentioned Shadowrun or Shadow something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much the board game. It sounds pretty much like what you do on your book.
No clue. Oh, someone says in reference to Chimera's meme. Okay.
What did you say?
Oh, I'm upset this caricature makes me self-conscious in reference to Chimera's meme. So, sorry. Oh, well. Anyway.
They say it reminds them of, Tokume says it reminds of Shadowrun. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, Shadowrun is, that was the roleplay game that we were looking at, Nick, it's like D&D, but
it's
set
like,
in a sci-fi or modern world, but it's like with orcs and elves, but like, and magic, but in like with subways.
But also chainsaws and lasers and
yeah. So it's like if Starfighter and Pathfinder had a baby, and I'm like, I need to play this. We have to play it someday.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I was going for more Vampire Hunter D, and I originally wanted to do medieval stuff.
Chimera, actually, there's a whole Pathfinder book of literally that they did with the guy that does Vampire Hunter D to just make a setting of Vampire Hunter D and Pathfinder.
Okay, Pathfinder is Dungeons and Dragons.
It's a version. It's its own game. It's like Dungeon. It's a spin-off, but it's its own thing. So.
Okay.
You can find like tons of resources online. Just Google it.
Oh yeah, and I'll put an update. We finished all the pencils and inks for the main book, so that's done. We are now working on the first 12 pages of the next book for the Ashcan. So after that, colors, and then we're done. So first week of August, I predict I'll be sending out packages.
Sweet.
Yeah. And
oh man, fulfilling books. Whoa. Yeah, I love this shot. Look at this one.
I was aiming for end of July, but yeah. Looks like it'll just be on time. I was hoping to be early, but fuck it. Yeah, so the main character.
As long as you're on time, man. That's all that matters.
Yeah, this will be my 4th campaign I've been on time so far. So
nice. Very nice. I love this cover. Yeah.
Building a report.
Sorry?
I was just saying, building a report, Chimera.
Oh, okay. And there's Rob Lewis with Adam Brown. I tried to get Adam Brown to color a print for me, but he's doing some mainstream work, so we'll have Marcos color it.
Sweet. Yeah, I really like this cover. I saw this before I even launched Fiendish and before I knew like anybody indie comics, and I was like, this looks really good. And then lo and behold, 2 months later, I was like, oh, now I know what book it is. And I pretty much backed it for this and for that shot over here. I love that. It's like, ooh, Viking stuff must get. Yeah, now.
Yeah, that shot almost didn't exist. There was a page where he was looking at a statue, and I'm like, no, it has to be like 30 feet tall. Just redo the entire page.
Ways to piss off your artist.
No, I paid him. I'm like, we'll just do another page. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, this looks fucking badass, and I'm looking forward to getting this book. Yeah. Very, very cool. And you only have 23 days left, so it's in demand now, but you're going to take it down. You can't get it anymore after 23 days. So y'all, if you like what you see, you got to get in on this now.
Yep, I have to get like a exit number of books to send to the printer. So
sweet. Alrighty. And then the next one we'll look at is Mr. Plegl.
Yes.
You have a sign-up list for Goblin Girl, and I have it pulled up right here. Why don't you tell everyone about this project?
Well, it also is a apocalyptic fantasy world. Yeah, but it's probably way more apocalyptic than his. His looks like it's a little more together. Mine's like totally devastated. It's like Mad Max, like
There you go.
fairy tale, basically.
All right.
And basically, there's a group of characters that are, I guess they're people that are slightly making up for either mistakes in their past or things that they did that they feel that they need to do penance for. So they're kind of wandering around like a, trying to bring some sort of cohesive future to this world that's messed up. And the main character is the Goblin Girl, and it starts off with her, and she was basically cursed from birth as a basically kind of the antichrist of the Goblin world. And so it's, lots of violence, lots of boobs. It's not, I don't think it's too esoteric as far as like me trying to give any sort of message with it. It's just fun, mindless, like fantasy adventure stuff with some like cheeky, boob tease type stuff.
Blood and boobs.
Yeah.
I really like that. The one on the right corner, the blood is really good. And
that one. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm hoping the colors will look better than these.
So is Goblin Girl a bad guy or a good guy? Because she seems to be enjoying herself.
She starts off as I wouldn't say she's necessarily good. She's raised as a goblin, so like her sense of she has a sense of honor and like looking out for your friends. But she was cloistered away and like kept in like a room for 20 years or something like that. And so she's kind of been raised like a feral animal, like in this cave. And she was raised by Rathul, who's like this like grotesque goblin dude. So she doesn't have she's kind of cannibalistic.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think Alex VRB is she a bad guy or a good guy? Yes.
She's kind of good. She'll be good eventually. I'll say that. Like this book is about characters that go through a growth process and are also kind of coming to terms with their past. Basically, is the general gist of the motivations and as well as the journey the characters are taking.
Just curious. So she would be a bitch. So Irene would like this character.
She's not I guess maybe a bitch. She's just creepy. She's creepy.
I like that too.
You wouldn't trust her. It's hard to say whether you would trust her with your small child, because she would either dement that child or scare it, or she'd eat it. So,
I like her already.
Yeah.
Give me 10 copies.
Yeah. She's kind of she's a bit twisted. So that's what I could say about her as far as she goes. And a lot of the other characters are kind of like not necessarily traditional, but they're more like they're a little more straightforward and like the normalcy of what you'd expect out of characters. Like there's an older guy who's a general without an army sort of thing. Like he's very black and white. Like there's good and then there's evil and there's no gray area.
Perfect.
And then there's which is going to come into a major conflict with another character in the group, which is the kind of the Luke Skywalker character, but he's like more Anakin Skywalker than Luke Skywalker. I'll say that. Completely like messed up. Like he's like deformed. Like he's missing an arm.
Oh, he's a red-haired guy.
Part of his face is gone. Yeah, and Goblin Girl thinks he's like the most like bee's knees, like cutest thing she's ever seen.
Oh yeah.
But he's like totally like scarred and maimed, and he's not he's not particularly like the best, but she's obsessed with him because he's just wonderfully ugly.
Wonderfully ugly.
Yeah, because she's like Rathul, the big guy, the guy with the fetal arm and the weird eye and the giant
this
tumor on his
guy
back
over here.
He's like the Tom Cruise of Mission Impossible of the Goblin Kingdom that she's from.
Right, you
like,
mentioned that in Goblin Society, the uglier, more deformed you are.
Oh yeah, the more deformed and ugly you are, like you are the sexy, super guy. And
he's guessing that Goblin Girl is considered very unattractive.
Oh, she's fucking hideous. The whole reason why they put her away initially in the cave is because she was so cute. They were just like, oh, she is just a blight. Like, just take her far from here and lock her up. So they locked her up in this room, and Rathul was the only one that saw her that saw her for 30 years. Like that.
Wow.
Like he was like her nursemaid, caretaker, or whatever. There's a comment in there that that part of the reason why one of his eyes is all like bugged out is because he got like malformed from having to look at her, and. Yeah, so she's like she was put away because she was disgusting, like at birth, and
at birth she had boobs at birth.
She did not have boobs at birth. She was a cute baby.
Just because she was so cute, and cute things are revolting to goblins.
Yeah, I don't know if you could see that or not, but this panel's in the book.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's too small.
There we go.
Okay.
So basically, it's like the Twilight Zone episode where the good-looking girl. It's like the good-looking girl has to get.
That's basically the premise of that. Yeah. Like, and then I was like, I need to show that she was really cute when she was little. So I even redrew some of the youth stuff to point it out. So I got that shot of her.
Oh, so that's when she was a little kid.
Yeah, she was just a little sprite.
Oh, she looks like a little goblin from Hearthstone.
You basically, all my friends went and started the Hearthstone game.
Oh, there you go.
All the guys I used to work with.
Alex VRB says, "I'm totally getting this book." Well, there you go.
I appreciate it.
Sign up for it.
So she was considered despicable looking, so that's why they locked her away. And the curse situation came later, where they were like,
"Oops, sorry."
They were like, "Oh, we gotta kill her off." So the father heard from like their mage that there was a prophecy that came up. She got a sign that she was the sign of the apocalypse for the goblins, basically. And so he said, okay, well, send Rathul down there and have him just kill her and bring me back proof that she's dead. So he went down there to try and kill her, couldn't do it because she touched his heart, and so he tried to set her free, hoping she would run away, and he took the horns of some other dude he killed back to the Goblin King, and she had other ideas.
Back this book, everybody.
Yes! There it is. Boobs, friend. Boobs for days.
Dan, if you had been telling your whole story and just never moved and just stayed there, it's like, yeah, it's about meaning and like, these is a transformation.
These characters are so conflicted.
But actually, the beauty that they see each other.
There are two large bodies of humanity at work in this world, and they're voluminous in their epicness, and they just fill every page out with just volume
and jiggle. The differences, to weigh the differences between good and evil.
And the good and evil are.
It's just like there's no real good and evil. It's all just gray in there. Yeah. It's just a mix.
Oh, Alex VRB says, "I'll be back." Oh, Alex VRB was playing in Pathfinder, rolled 20, and they came across something terrible. Good luck. Don't die!
Pathfinder player? Hooray!
Ooh.
Yeah, you should come to our streams more. We talk about Pathfinder a lot.
Yes,
usually.
come back.
Ooh, let us know when we got jumped by.
Dan,
yes.
Yeah, come back. Let us know if you live.
Dan, you have to put this on Raging Golden Eagle. I swear to God. You
I went on there actually after that's where I found Irene. I saw Irene on Raging Golden Eagle with my buddy Jason, and I saw her book, and I was like, oh, I got to go back this book. And I went and backed it. And then
can I zoom in more?
I was talking to Jason later, and Jason's like, dude, it's like, you got to go to on RGE. And I was like, I don't really know him. I don't know anything about him. And if anything, I wasn't wanting to do this book initially because I didn't know him, but I knew of his book, and I didn't want to come into the community doing something that looked like there was already being like a space being filled, as it were, like with voluminous boobs. So I was trying to do some other project that I had at the time. I had a couple other things I was working on, but then I showed a couple things that I'm like, I've got 50 pages of this, I've got 80 pages of this. Like I was showing these books, and there was a group of people. I think it was like Passion for Drawing, Phil Diaz. There was a big group of people that were in this like chat group, and Phil showed it around, and it was unanimous that everybody wanted the Goblin Girl out of all the projects. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm taking her, like, you know, out of her little cave and setting her forth on the people.
Awesome.
But,
well, you went with a good choice. We have requested more Zoom, so I had to go into. Oh, that's too much.
More Zoom.
There. Okay, because the Chrome wouldn't let me zoom in more. Oh, now it's doing the stupid grid. All right, there you go, guys.
I was trying to do a quick Goblin Girl sketch to help promote, but
I like how it's clear to see how much fun you have with your work.
That's what it's all about, right? I mean,
much fun.
You have tons of fun.
Tons.
Back Goblin Girl, everybody.
Yes.
I hope you guys don't mind if I interrupt really quick. Who was it? In the chat, Clown World says R.I.P. Blingo. Whose stream was
it? Yes! Okay, I went on Shane Davis's stream right after a game on Saturday. I was drunk as shit, dude. And I was like, oh my god, I just gave her this Pathfinder game, but like, we had the character die, and this is what happened. But like, it was a really good goblin. It was like a goblin ninja, and everybody's like... Everybody, I think I embarrassed the whole panel, but apparently the chat liked it, and
oh my God.
I think Zayd Comics Phil was like, hey, press F for Blingo. So everybody knows about Blingo, Elephant or Blingo's AC's character. Yeah. So
I was Blingo. It was me all along. I was the Goblin Ninja.
Yeah, so AC's character was a Goblin Ninja, and he's been with our campaign for years, but he unfortunately didn't make it in our last boss fight. But it was like a really, really badass death. So
what stream was this?
It was Shane Davis' stream. He privated it. He didn't private it. He hid it, but it was Shane's stream from Saturday.
You embarrassed me too much.
If you want to watch it, I'll link you.
Right.
Bit of a shit show, but you know, people know.
I never liked Blingo. Oh no!
No.
A better place.
Chat, if we can get a few F's for Blingo, that'll make AC
happy.
We have Blingo's creator right here. It was a good. You know, let me show some art.
Yeah, do you have like my original drawing of him?
Yes.
Blingo's a character.
Yes, this is he's a Pathfinder character.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Why don't you guys tell them about our Pathfinder campaign, Nick and AC?
Oh my god, tell them about it. Nick just ran away. Where do I start? It's been so long and it's been just all over the place.
Sorry, I was driving a slow.
We're playing Pathfinder Rise of the Rune Lords, and where to start? We needed to we needed a clean slate to like start the game off, and so I made this guy.
Nice.
This is Blingo. And this is AC's drawing.
Like rapier drill.
Yeah.
Tell them all about this.
Oh my god! So this is like, oh my god, you're going to learn way too much about me. So when I was 16 years old, I oh Jesus!
I
might need a drink. So
you don't have to tell everyone. You could just tell them the simple story of how you came in with Blingo. You just wanted. It was a joke character who was.
No, it's fine. This is part
it's not
of
a joke now,
me.
friend. It is
Not now.
canon.
It became not a joke. It became like we are all really invested in this like joke character. He was supposed to be a goblin who was bug-eyed and who really liked leather, like kinky leather outfits, and had his weapon was a modified screw, so he could screw people with his weapon.
So when I was 16 years old, I was a part of a DeviantArt OC club for Kingdom Hearts.
Vinny, welcome.
Interesting
So
character.
AC was
You're just about to hear about some screwing.
Yep.
Let's get on with this.
AC
Oh,
loved
it's
Kingdom
very
Hearts
funny
when she
when I
was a young wee one.
So yeah, when I was 16, I made this like goofy ass character with like this giant screw weapon, and I loved him. Anyway, he's still on the internet somewhere, like on DeviantArt. But anyway, so like when it came to like Pathfinder, it's like, oh yeah, like we were talking about just like reinventing my character. It's like, what kind of a creature would he be? Oh, let's make him a goblin, but a monkey goblin. We like made this custom weapon so that he could still have his stupid screw. And it's like, I know that this doesn't like work at all, but like he has to like crank it as he comes. It's
Oh my
terrible.
God.
It's a horrible, stupid weapon.
Everybody, this is what baby Grogu turns into when he gets older.
Baby what?
Groot. Probably what he's talking about.
Baby
Yoda.
Grogu. Oh, Baby Yoda, yeah, Grogu.
Oh yeah,
Baby
yeah, you're
Yoda.
right. He does look a lot
Oh my
like him.
God. Yeah,
Holy
I-
cow.
I forget who it was, but there was actually someone in the chat that had the Baby Yoda with like the Joker makeup on. It's like, oh man, is that a Pathfinder goblin? Oh no, it's Joker. And,
His emo stage.
Oh, so funny, so funny. We have a group shot that Nick did, actually, so... They're just... Every stream devolves into talking about Pathfinder, so you guys should know this. Why is your file so big, Nick?
is it? I made it small version.
That's what
He
she
learned
said,
it from
friend.
watching you.
No!
I mean,
God
you
damn
need
it.
a large and a small version. You're probably just
Yeah,
opening the large version. I think this is on you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I found the link to Shane's stream, so I'm gonna post it.
Yeah, I'm watching the video. When do you come on? Do you just come on immediately and just start ranting? Or?
I think I mentioned... Okay, I'm closing this. This is taking way too long.
Can you just like preview it? I don't know.
Yeah, I'll just open the
Open it up
smaller
in
version.
Photoshop?
I'll open the smaller version, guys. No, I went on for a while and I was like, you guys want to hear this? And no one stopped me, so I just, yeah. So I didn't go that into it, but I did tell everybody about our boss fight. This is our Pathfinder team. This is something that Nick did a few years ago.
Our first
Yeah, that looks
Pathfinder
awesome.
team.
Yeah, the lineup has changed a lot because half the players dropped out and
And some of the other ones have died.
yeah, and then a couple others died. I think we only have like 2. Oh no, actually my character is the only one who's still actively playing and alive. My character is this fucker here.
Okay, so just to clarify, Nick drew and colored this.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
so
is Nick's art. Mhm.
You play
Nice.
this video game online or?
No,
how do you play-
it's a pen and paper role playing game.
That's really gay.
Okay.
The
All right,
That's not where I
then.
was expecting that to go.
Chimera's too cool for D&D.
How do you?
No,
Wow.
I mean, come on, come on.
You said boss battle.
Don't
So I
misquote
imagine-
it. He's too straight.
Oh, it's only if you play online games. If there's pixels, then it's straight.
I said, how are you that upset if it's pen and paper?
Because it's okay. You've honestly never played pen and paper games
Have you seen
before.
the Teen
You're
Shop,
just
man?
as
It's epic.
invested. Yeah. Do you know? It's still you get very invested. I feel like I was never able to get invested in video games, but when it was pen and paper, because I feel like I had less of a barrier with the characters, because it was all like imagination. I can see it in my head, so I got more emotionally invested when it was pen and paper games as opposed to like a video game. So that's just me.
Not
This
to
is my
mention
character.
And yeah, not to mention you're not limited by the pre-scripted options that a game gives you.
Yeah, there's more freedom, and you're not like, oh, if I want to act out a character and you only have the options that the programmers gave you. No, you're free to actually play the character, and I like Pathfinder because it helps me learn to like act and play a character. It's helped
She's
me
a big
grow as a
LARPer.
writer.
Okay.
I'm not a LARPer, that's different, but I know
paper
friends who do
LARPer.
that.
How do you?
LARPer,
Okay, so
yeah.
you play this pen and paper with other people.
We're going to tell you all. we'll save it for some other time, but we are going to have to educate Chimera about pen and paper role-playing games, all right? And then he will understand, or maybe not, but, you know, that's up to you. But anyways, this is Blingo, everybody. May he rest in Goblin Hero Kevin.
So he's dead forever?
The Goblin Girl, friend.
We don't know yet. It depends. We have a game where it's kind of hard to bring people back, but it's like, we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah. We're not like super expecting it.
So it's like Comicsgate.
So anyhow.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah, let's see. Do we? Yes, we do. We always do voices. Yeah, we get really into it. It's a little, I mean, we probably look like a bunch of dorks if anyone walked in, but who cares?
Well,
You can't.
Well, now
I love this. You can't care about looking embarrassing if you want to play a role-playing game.
Right.
Like, I do accents and weird voices for every character, and like, Ariel's actually really good, or AC, you know, you go by AC. She's really good at playing, well, you did theater, so she's really good at like role-playing and actually
Nice
acting.
school theater. Yeah.
No, wait a minute.
Yeah.
So what's his voice? You can't say that and not do the
I
voice.
haven't. Oh my god! Bingo is goblin, so bingo.
Yes! Oh, that's amazing. I love you so much. This is why we're friends.
You cannot play a goblin without doing a voice. If you're playing a goblin,
can.
you're not. Shush, Irene. If you're playing a goblin and you're not doing a voice, you are not playing a goblin.
No, I said
Right.
you can't.
You
I was
can't.
agreeing with you.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus Christ. But
Calm down.
You can have disagreements without getting angry at your friends.
no,
Someone had a lot of coffee.
I'm always angry.
Yes.
I'm just always angry, though. You know that is. Yeah, I'm always animated. Yvonne's
That's
may he
the
rest
secret.
in fleas.
She's
And
always
Gus,
an
he was.
anime
Yeah.
character.
I'm the Hulk. I am always angry.
All right.
Oh, yeah, so I forgot how we got here, but there you go.
Oh, I was just. I sorry. I derailed your whole thing. We were talking about Goblin Girl.
Yeah, we were jumping up. Yeah.
I don't care.
alright, it's
It's
alright.
fine. Oh, yeah, this is what I was
Right,
telling
right.
everyone.
Back to.
It's
back
giving me
to-
time to finish my sketch.
Oh,
All right,
perfect.
let's see it.
There you go. Are you, let's see what.
I'm
what you
almost
have.
done.
I bought you time.
Ooh, nice.
That
Man,
is
it's
yeah,
so
that's what it
fast.
is.
Awesome, yeah. Sweet.
Tits and goblins. What else
Cats
do you
and
need?
goblins.
What else do you need?
That's all you need. That's all you need.
All you need is boobs.
All you need is boobs.
All
That's
you
awesome.
need is boobs.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
That
So,
should be.
yeah,
Oh,
sign
sorry.
up for the mailing list.
Yes.
There'll be a possibility to get sketches like this on the campaign,
You gotta do
as
a
well
week.
as original pages.
You gotta do a weekend at Disney World, like doing caricatures of people, and just give them all massive tits.
Big giant heads and massive tits.
Just like, gosh, I'm just
Hey
picturing.
man, my kid's like 5. Yeah, but she'll grow into them.
Oh my word. You'll totally not get punched by parents if you do that.
Yeah.
So,
I-
everyone. What were you saying?
I see what I feel, not what I see.
Yeah, you're still gonna get punched by someone's dad.
Good Lord.
Sign up for Goblin Girl, everyone. As you can see,
Yes,
this is
please,
a
friends.
fun book, blood and boobs. You want it and you know it. All right, let's see. I suppose I'll talk about my shit next.
Talk
Yeah,
about
y'all
it.
wanna hear about my shit?
Always.
Vinny, we should pull up Shadow of the Kraken as well, since you hopped on at the last minute.
Pirates.
Oh,
It's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
I-
If you want to share your screen, I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
yeah, I'll find it.
Pull up Fiendish real quick, but then we will talk about your book. So Fiendish, chapter 1. We hit our 25K stretch goal. So I don't remember, did we hit it last week? But anyways, we hit 25, and that was our next stretch goal for 4 more story pages. So thanks everyone for supporting this book.
Who called it?
What?
Who called it?
I don't
said,
know.
I
Okay,
said I said the week won't even be up and you'll hit 25.
You did call it, right? So I think like last Wednesday I wasn't at 25 yet, but I was really close. And then since then I've hit 25. So yes, Vinny called it, and I hit it before the end of the week. So I'm still completely shocked. I don't know what to do next for a stretch goal, but I have a Twitter poll rolling, so if anyone wants to vote or tell me what you want for our next stretch goal, head over there, or you can just comment right here.
So the book's at 187 pages now, right?
Yeah! Oh, there goes...
That ding meant? Does that mean it was accurate? Or?
No, it's not. That's just my phone. That was somebody bothering me. It's a 50-page book now because I added 4 more.
150.
It's
not like 180, but it's pretty good.
Page. Dan, I'm not you. I don't draw a page an hour.
You already got me to scale it back to 45, 46 pages, so...
I don't... What? You said 100
I'm not nearly as good as you.
No, I wish I was fast. I just want to be faster. That's all that matters. Okay.
You're fast. Okay. Fast enough.
Okay, no, I'm not. I'm never fast enough. So, anyways, the book is now 50 pages, and it will be in color. Carlos is working on the colors right now as we speak, so I'll have some of those to show everyone very soon. And if you haven't seen this project, it is basically about a group of young men and women on a journey of vengeance against otherworldly demons, and the demons are these creatures that you see here. You guys know my pitch. Basically, the main character, he survived a demon attack when he was a kid, and he grew up, thought he left all that behind him, but one day these demons came back. Like, they've never been seen before, nobody knows where they came from, and they just attacked his hometown and disappeared. But one day they came back, and now he decides he can't run from his past anymore, so along with some companions, he's going on a journey to figure out where these creatures came from and how they were brought about. So this is the first chapter to the story. It's a long-form story. I have everything planned out because I've been working on this for like almost 4 years at this point. God, I feel old. But I'm very, very excited to show everybody, and I guarantee you're going to love chapter 1. And if you want to find out more, head over to the website at fiendishcomic.com. I have everything about the world building on here, and I'm a bit of a crazy person, so I built a language, I have a world map, I have a pantheon on here, and I have a really big preview. I have like 20 pages from the book. The first 20 pages are all on here, so if you want to read it, see how the story begins, see if you like everything, then you can head over here and check it out. And I also have character profiles. I'm very proud of these. See, you roll over them. Those are the character names in Nunarsa, which is my constructed language, so I'm real fancy with this stuff.
What's
real fancy.
I hope nobody comes across it by accident and just does it. Oh darn! It's in another language. Just backs out.
But it's only the character profile page. The default.
It would just be really funny because they're very prominent as they're kind of going through.
Or like if somebody remembers the name of the character, but they don't remember what the character looked like for whatever reason.
Okay, it's not gonna.
It's not hard to imagine though that would be the case.
No, okay, all right, yeah, it's the rare case maybe. So there's Ragna. That's the character that I'm going to introduce with the 4 extra pages. She's awesome. She's my bitchy magic character. I love her. And I'm pretty sure you guys are gonna love her too. She's sassy as hell. I tell people she's basically Asuka, I mean Stasia Thoris, but she's a cleric druid. So there you go. Don't you love her already? And she has big boobs. Awesome. So there you go. I mean that's not.
I like her cape.
That's all that matters. What?
I like her cape.
That is a nice cape, isn't it? I'm very proud of it. Yeah, I worked a long time on her design because I was like, I have to get it right. And it's like, I still want things to be practical, but I want them to look good. I want it to fit like she's like this shaman-ish character. So yeah.
You have to message me some reference so I can start on that piece.
Oh, yes, I shall. This will happen. The collaboration.
Yes.
Well, yep, check it out. Fiendish. Sorry?
What's the name of your language again? You said it so fast.
Nunarsa. Nunarsa. So if you go to the website, fiendishcomic.com, there's a tab of Nunarsa language. I have the basic alphabet, which the writing system is a little complicated than this because I have kanji-ish characters as well, but this is the basic, this is the phonetic alphabet, and I have a whole dictionary. I put my dictionary up. So if you guys want to...
Wow.
Yeah. Check it out. It's fun. This is
I'm
what
kind
I
of
spend
speechless.
This is what I spend my time doing.
That's right, people. This is what she spends her free time doing.
This is why...
Oh, yes. Big session.
This is why I have no life. Let's see. Can Dan promote Fiendish with Hello Fiend? Ooh.
Hello Fiend.
I love it. I'm gonna clip that. Tokume.
Lady Fiendish is here to promote her book, The Fiendish Empire World of Fiendish.
I love it. Oh, Chimera's back. Oh shit, I didn't notice.
Chimera has returned to the chat.
Tokume said it looks very
+5 charisma and a dexterity of 9.
Are you powered up now? Silence. Okay. Tokume said it looks very Cthulhian. Yes, I love Lovecraft. So I basically took my manga influence from like Berserk and Vinland Saga, and then threw a bunch of Cthulhu stuff, and I was like, I'm gonna make like a Tolkien-esque giant world building thing.
You're shaming me into making a map.
I am. That's what I'm doing here. Make a map. That's what Brian from Arid Saga said too. It's like, now I have to make a map too. It's like, I'm not pressuring y'all, but it's just like, that's just a passion of mine. I really like making maps.
Yep.
Did I shame people into doing that? Let's see.
Well,
real quick.
I've been wanting to do it anyway, but yeah, this just pushed me over the edge.
Good. I'm glad.
Lots of islands.
Yeah, I made a map too, but I planned on it.
Be sure you have, Vinny, on those maps, make sure you have reef depths and, lots of stuff like that.
I'll be playing I'll figure it out.
Yours will be cool because it'll be like ocean based too, and you can do it like an old cartography style, like the style of that era, and it'll be, because most maps are you focus on the land, but these it'll be like the shoreline and the ocean, like what's in this part of the ocean. So that'll be so cool. Talk to me when you're making it.
I will.
Water world.
Tell me.
She's salivating.
And real quick, this is the sticker pack for Fiendish. I'm finally done with it, and these are going out to only the active campaign backers. So unfortunately, you can't get these anymore. But if you come back for Chapter 2, these will probably be available again. So here's the sticker sheet, and here are all the 3 major characters that show up in Chapter 1. I don't have Ragnar on here, but I have her in Chapter 2. And there's the demon that they fight, and a nice big logo, so you can tell everybody about how much you love Fiendish. So that is.
John said, aside from fictional, Irene, how many languages do you speak?
I'd say I only speak like 3 fluently, really. I speak English, Chinese, and Hakka. And I'm currently learning Spanish and Japanese, but I'm just beginning. Yeah, and I'm just really interested in languages. I know like random words from a bunch of languages, but I don't speak that many. Yeah, I grew up bilingual or trilingual. Well, that's it.
You're learning 2 languages at the same time, and you're making your own fictional language at the same time.
Well, yeah, that's not that many.
Can you speak in your fictional language?
Not just off the top of my head. No. I have to actually.
Once you get like really deep into your project, like maybe like in a year or so, like wouldn't that be awesome if you could actually?
Remember she wants to do her whole intro like that.
Yeah, but like to actually be able to speak it up.
Eventually. Yeah, eventually I'm sure I'll be able to, but right now at the top of my head I can't. There are some lines that I have to actually think about the grammar, because grammar is different from English, and I have to go into my dictionary and translate it. So I have a few lines, translated out. If you want to hear it spoken, you can go to on my channel. I have a playlist for all Fiendish stuff, and if you just scroll down, it's like about a month and a half old now, but I have a video of titled like Nunarsa language is right in the title, and I translate the trailer, like the narration that's just Casimir speaking in the trailer, into Nunarsa, and it's both subtitled and I'm speaking it as the trailer plays. So if you want to hear how it sounds, you can go to that video.
Okay, Irene, Tokume was asking what Hakka is.
Hakka is a Chinese dialect. So it's similar to Chinese, but not mutually intelligible. It's like Cantonese and Mandarin. So like I speak Mandarin Chinese, but like the Taiwanese version. I grew up in Taiwan. But the way dialects in Chinese work is they're related languages. They're Sinic languages, but they're not necessarily mutually intelligible. So it's not the same as like how we say, oh, you have a Southern dialect in English. Well, someone from like Britain would still be able to understand someone from the American South. That's not quite the same. That's really just an accent. A dialect in Chinese is like a sub-language almost. So like in Mandarin, to say, have you eaten yet? It's 吃饭了没? But in Hakka, it's 吃饭吗? And in Taiwanese, it's 加爸不? So see how different they are?
Mhm.
And a lot of like things sound similar, but if you're just like speaking constantly like on a normal pace, people wouldn't understand you. And like Cantonese and Mandarin are the same way, related languages, but they're not like mutually intelligible. And honestly, Cantonese is just the dialect of Canton, like it's mostly spoken in Guangdong and in Hong Kong. And the reason a lot of Westerners know about Cantonese is because of kung fu movies. But it's only one of like literally hundreds of dialects in the Sinic language family.
And when are you going to do a spin-off dialect for your language?
I'm not going to do dialects necessarily, but I might do the basics for a couple more languages.
No, you started that. I remember you actually sent us like something where you sent like a column of something and then a column of something else. And I think it was like the names of gods or something. I'm like, why are there two different columns and why do they sound similar? You're like, oh, that's because this is a dialect, like a regional dialect. I'm like, Irene, you need to like reel it back a bit.
I knew it.
This is why I have people that I show my work to, basically y'all are my proofreaders.
You're gonna get somebody like, oh yes, I remember the name of that god, except that you're gonna write it differently.
No.
Wait,
it's
what?
that okay, so gods in my world are real, but depending on the continent, they kind of pronounce like the real names of the gods differently. It's just like how you have like an Odin and Thor are just different cultural versions of essentially the same Indo-European god, but adapted for different cultures. So there you go. But yeah, Ariel was like, that's way too deep. You need to simplify things. Yeah, you're right. So anyways, no, I don't. I think just one language is enough for now. I might build the basics for a couple more, but I'm not going to get too into it. Yeah. So I say now, wait and see what actually happens. Jose Garcia, hello, welcome. Oh my gosh! All right, and here are the trading cards, and AC is actually the artist on these, and I'm going to be doing the colors whenever she's finished with the.
These are not
inks,
final.
These are not final colors. I'm going to be doing the final colors, but the inks and these flats are by AC. I know she's very embarrassed by the flats, but I think it's.
I'm not embarrassed. It's just weird. I think it might trick people into thinking that these are actually the colors of the.
No, they're not the actual color. I just want to show her, but these are like I'm showing the inks. These are just the flats, so there'll be a lot more rendering and final colors on it. But yeah, here's a preview of it. These will be going to all backers, like whether active campaign or backer, like in-demand backers, so you can still get these now. So, and there will be 4 of these. So Isko and Yomi, which is what you see here, Casimir, and then the Demon. So those are the 4 trading cards. And I'm thinking of doing more because like I'm out of ideas for stretch goals. I need more. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll do one for Ragna.
Flats. Thanks,
you have friends that can do cards for you.
Yes, that's true. Dan, are you volunteering yourself?
I'm volunteering. I'll do a set of 5 cards if you want.
Oh, yes! You know what? We'll talk. This is going to happen. Yeah, so there you go. That's about it. Check out Fiendish, everyone. I don't know what we're doing for next stretch goal, but I suppose it'll be a 30K if you want demons, action, manga stuff, and over detailed world building, then you should check out my project.
T-shirt.
Ding! All right, let's Vinny, you have Shadow of the Kraken pulled up.
Yes, I do. Yeah, this is campaign number 6. I'm a very trusted creator. I fulfilled 5 campaigns already, and at the height of the COVID and all that stuff. So this is number 6. I'm currently working on it. That's why I was late today. I was actually working on some more layouts. I finished a great page last night, but I can't show anybody because it's a major spoiler, and it's very, how can I put it? Your channel will get nuked if I showed it.
No, really? That bad?
Well, it's not that it's that bad. I had a panel that I zoomed up on. I finished another stream, and a guy was like, "What the hell is this?" And then the other guy goes, "No, he's working on a pirate book. That's what this is from."
Well, it's a pirate book, and you said that you want to go really as realistic as you can, and besides from the fantasy liberties that you're taking, you want to portray like the gore and the fucked up stuff that was happening in that part of the world. So yeah, I assume that's gonna be there, and there's stuff you can't show here.
Definitely, yeah. And like I said, I'm dealing with stuff that actually happened back then, like including slavery and that sort of thing. But this is a story that's going to explore like the darkness of man as well. The main character, he goes from being part of the Royal Navy into piracy. You find out, in this story, how and why that happened. It's a very violent scene as well. But then he starts kind of living by his own code. And in the process, he does find this crazy map that's carved into the skull. But it's actually many maps that are carved into it. But I'm going to be exploring all that great stuff, especially in later issues. But I had to make sure that this element was in the at least in issue 1, because there's lots of different threads I'm putting in here. But the overall story is going to be much bigger, and it's going to dive into deeper things, including like kind of the start of piracy. But this story specifically takes place in the Caribbean, 1700s. I'm going to be dipping in a little bit more into the past. There's going to be some supernatural elements as well. So it's not just historical accuracy and stuff like that, but it's there. And there's enough of it there, I think, for people who are really into that stuff. Because it's rare that I get to see that type of a story. I've been a big fan of pirates since I was a kid. And I just love that kind of thing. Disney dropped the ball, in my opinion, in a big way. And I'm tired of these whimsical, fun-loving pirates. That's not what they were.
No.
So that's why I go pretty deep with this one. And you're going to see just plenty of great stuff. We have an awesome cast of characters as well. Much like Irene. Thank you.
That's really pretty.
Yeah, but much like you, I've been developing this world for about 3 years now as well. So, I'm deep diving into a lot of great stuff. There's plenty of backstory. I'm making sure that this world is going to look very lived in. It's going to be pretty damn awesome. But expect plenty of beautiful women, plenty of beautiful locations, lots of violence, ship battles. The villain of the book, he's going to be a nasty piece of work as well. It's this dude down here. He's pursuing the main characters, but you'll find out why. He also has his own agendas. His backstory is really cool. It's tied into some historical figures as well. So, yes.
Weird.
Thank you. But yeah, you're definitely going to be seeing some people in history going to be popping up in this book.
People from history?
Yes. A few people have asked me that, and I didn't really want to give too much away, but yeah, there's going to be at least 2 of them that play a pretty big role in the story as well. But yeah. So this first one, I'm kind of like setting the stage, and at the end of this book is going to be a big reveal, lots of cool stuff happening, and it's going to be one hell of a cliffhanger though. I'm kind of known for those at this point with my other books.
Well, it's continuing. It's a continuing series. So
yes.
As long as there are like reveals and there's interesting things in your book, which of course there is. Look at all the fights and blood and all the stuff going on. So you need a little cliffhanger and sentimentalism.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a page turner, every bit of this book is going to be like that. Even when you think there's like a nice calm sequence or scene, a couple pages later, it's some brutality going on. But yeah, it's going to be well worth it. You're going to see kind of like how the characters survive as well in this kind of world and what they've been doing, and including again what the villain's been doing and his team of nasty people, his crew. But the main characters, their ship is the Kraken. In case you guys and girls didn't know that. But yes, there is also a Kraken in the book. We passed him before he was up here. But he's going to be in the book as well. So like I said, there's some crazy cool stuff happening in here. And there's going to be plenty of great visuals along with an amazing story. So yeah, this is going to be 50 pages right out of the gate. I think I'm going to be bleeding over that because I'm already getting to a point where I know I could fill in a little bit more. Since this is all written out, I was kind of pacing myself too and leaving some room to add extra splash pages, a little bit more of, like a fight scene or stuff like that. But I think I'm just going to be dipping into it anyway, which is going to be great for you guys because it was supposed to be when I hit stretch goals. But I figured let's just do
resist. It. Yeah, I know that feeling.
Yeah.
It's like, do I need to start? Oh, I'm just going to do it. I don't need the stretch goal.
Yeah, because I started jumping around a little bit because I want to hit a couple of key moments in the book before, I do like the other talky scenes and that kind of stuff. because it's whatever I kind of feel like doing. Since I'm doing everything on it, writing it, drawing it, inks, colors, lettering.
Damn.
That's gonna be nuts.
Curious Comics says ship looks cool. Nice.
Thank you.
Wise guys, what's up? He says Vinny does quality art. He does. I really like this art style.
Yeah, I was just on a stream with them last night. We were on Topic List. It was a good time.
Oh, awesome. I got
Hell yeah.
there. Wise guys is cool people.
He's great people. So is Luke, Jason. Yeah, just awesome. But and obviously I still have my other campaigns. They're still active as well. They're at the bottom of this campaign, so if you guys and girls want to see it, go ahead and click on them. Those other campaigns, they do ship immediately, just so you guys know. If you back it tonight, I pretty much I pack them up and get them out either the same day or next day. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing.
Awesome.
Should we play a trailer or?
Sure, yeah, you can play a trailer. Did you share sound?
I think so. You hear it?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
And Red Gaze did this trailer.
Everyone, you know you want to get this book. It's Hunks, Whores, and Hordes. By Shadow of the Kraken now. We gotta actually record that.
Yeah, we do.
For book 2. I'm pretty proud of that. Hunks, Whores, and Hordes, everybody. Get in on this sexy pirate book. Jeremy Bird says Vinny draws good booty.
Thank you very much.
You ain't wrong. You ain't wrong.
Well, they called me the Booty King for a very long time.
I
the Filming King.
I laughed at the parrot. That I was expecting.
Yeah, I like the beat up there. She was a parrot.
Parrot.
Go to other guys.
That was a nice
great.
parrot. This wasn't expecting.
That was a great parrot.
Yeah, this is gonna have everything that you need. If you think a pirate story, it's gonna have all the good stuff. But surprisingly enough, they never really walked the plank. That was something that they did in movies.
Yeah, you said that's a made-up thing, right? They didn't actually do that.
No, they did not.
Very interesting. So the more you know. Yeah, because you've obviously done your research. You're really into this period in history and this, what was happening as part of the world. So I love it.
Absolutely.
It seems like it's part of the Caribbean, but not for historically aware people, but also for adults, not just watered down happy pirates and.
This is definitely for adults. It's going to be great though. Like you said, there are hunks in there too for the ladies. Obviously, you'll see the main character without her shirt a couple times as well.
I've said I like your main character.
How about the main bad guy? I mean, come on.
Well, you'll see. You'll see more about him as well. Like I said, there's a big reveal
Ariel's only into villains.
I mean, that mustache, man.
You're gonna like that guy. His backstory is really cool. I think you are gonna like that one a lot.
All right.
Like kind of what I do with it. There is a surprise with that character.
Awesome! I can't wait. This is great.
I can't wait for people to get their hands on this too. That's why I'm working so hard on it.
Zaid Comics, what's up? Thanks for joining us.
Hail.
Hail. What up?
What up?
Yeah. Lovely, lovely. Vinny's a great artist. This is your, like, I don't know, 5th or 6th campaign. So
6.
you know, 6th campaign, you know how to fulfill books.
Yep.
And I don't know. There's nothing bad to say about this. Can't wait to see it.
Thank you. Well, I'm glad there's nothing bad to say.
I mean, that's what I'm always doing. I'm just on here like, what can I criticize about it? No, that's not what that's not what I do. That's not what you hear.
But yeah, people have been very happy with my books. You know, I've had great reviews across the board on all the other ones as well. So yeah, if you're kind of on the fence, like I said, you can check out the other books. They ship right away, and then yeah, from there you can decide. But yeah, this is the quality. You know, it's not just that the covers are just pretty. The entire book looks the same. That's the one thing that drove me crazy when I used to walk the comic shops, even as a kid.
Covers and the interiors would be different. Hey, there's another thing that helps American comics not sell as well, because that pissed me off all the time.
Oh yeah.
That was what we were discussing before you came on.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty that pisses me off about the mainstream. Plenty.
Yes, you will not get that with this book. You did everything. All the art looks just like what you're seeing here.
Absolutely. So,
Sweet.
hell yeah.
Alrighty. Whew. I think we're about an hour, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Oh my gosh, we kept it under 3 hours this time. Amazing. Wow, holy shit. It actually did go on forever. It's about time we wrapped it up. Thank you everyone in the chat for what is that? Stop. Okay. It's fine. Motion sensor. It's probably a car outside. I'm getting raided. I'm just kidding. Thank you for.
Oh, that's good. You got
Dan sketch one more time.
What?
Oh,
yeah. Let's close that with. There we go.
Oh, jeez.
Damn.
Yeah.
I want you to keep that on screen, and that'll be the image we end the stream on. Yeah, that's amazing. All right, why don't y'all tell everybody where to find you?
My name is AC Zamudio. You can find me by that name on Twitter and Instagram. How about you, honey?
And Carlos Nicolas Zamudio, and any part of that name works to find me. And it's on Instagram. I'm around there under Ink Imp, and then I have a blogspot with a portfolio as ink-imp.blogspot, and I can be reached with inkimpcontact@gmail. Always open there.
Do I sense some salt there?
I think he's just
Never.
tired.
No. It's not. Honestly, it's actually not even just with you guys. I know that.
Oh, the name thing, right?
Yeah. Because I'm always getting on Nick for you having.
No. It's just a clarification. It really is just
right.
Be part of it. That's all.
Sweet. Alrighty. And Carlos's / Nick is the colorist on Fiendish. So let me just show everyone your work real quick. Yes, I don't think I mentioned it.
Have you shown the previews?
No,
because I sent you some of the colors for those early pages now.
I have not shown those. Well, I wanted you had some edits to do. I wanted to wait till the edits came in.
Okay.
Yeah, but I do have. He has been sending me some colors and they look great. So, I did show them on someone else's stream. Yeah, I'll have those next week, and you'll probably have a bit more. The cover here. This is my work, but. Here we go. In the preview, these pages. So he's already colored these 3, and this is Nick's work. So this is what the whole book is gonna look like. This is all
incredible.
I did the inks and he did the color. So he knows what he's doing, and he has like 40 something pages to do, but he is handling like champ. I can't wait to see.
That's
maybe
awesome.
I should pull up what you have so far.
I really like those pages. Now they're coming out. So.
Okay, you're like, oh, can you please show people? All right, they do look good. Hold on, just give me 1 second.
I may be a bit of a biased party, but Nick has colored my stuff for a very long time.
Yeah, you guys are basically a team. AC's been the penciler, inker, and Nick's been the colorist.
Rini, go to another page, because that one might get your channel.
I've shown this a million times.
Oh yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Well, you never know with these crazy people.
Yeah, I know. They're like, oh, you can only show a boob for so long. Let me see. Where did I put that file for?
For so long.
I mean, YouTube is really weird about that. It's like you can only say fuck a few times, and then it's not.
And then the channel explodes.
Yeah, then the channel explodes. YouTube is really, really weird about this stuff. It's really annoying. All right, here I have some of the colors. I hope these don't take too long.
I only have like the big Photoshop.
Yeah, I only have like the. You know what? Yeah, let me not open it in Photoshop. Smart. Smart things to do. All right, just real quick, I will show everybody because these do look awesome. And I was like, why is Nick bothering me to show everyone the color pages? I was like, well, that makes sense.
By the way, I do love those cards that AC did. Those are really, really good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
They look great.
They do.
Thanks.
Oh yeah, I think you showed this one on my stream. This looks so good.
Yeah, it was on your show. There you go. So let me see. Here's one page, and I am doubly impressed because I already did the shades. So Nick's having to kind of incorporate the shades and do a lot of like filtering and blending effects. So that's how he's had to manage these colors, especially for the night scenes. It's not just inks, but I think I think he's doing a great job.
Oh, hell yeah.
And here you go. And the thing is, like, I wanted a color set could color more with emotive colors, not just local colors, because I tend to be very like local colors, and so I think he's better at. I mean, Nick is like a professional colorist, and I think colorists are very underappreciated. They're very underappreciated because a good one will know how to tell the story with colors, and so I didn't want someone who could like just do colors. And it's like, well, anyone can fill in inks with colors, anyone can fill in a space, like color between the lines, but I want someone who can do more, and I think Nick really does that. So here you go. These are what the first few pages look like. Probably a few tweaks, but man, they already look amazing right now. And here's here's page 1. So yeah, there you go. That's Nick's work.
Gorgeous.
And this whole book is going to look like this now.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, so everyone follow Nick at Ink Imp Nick.
Follow
him. Or just message me if you want to hire him. I can't find him. That always works.
Ink Imp on Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Ink Imp on Instagram. All right, Boob Dan, where can
Yes, friends. Well, you can find me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and the Twitter as Boob Dan Art. And
what was
this
it?
Is the Goblin Girl. Right there.
right there, friends. right there. He's pointing at the text.
You can find.
Get your mind out of the gutter, everyone.
He's trying to grab the book in the middle, but
this thing got away.
He's trying to conjure something. I don't know what you guys are thinking.
So this is the Goblin Girl, potential maybe t-shirt design or sticker or something. And the campaign is in the mailing list right now. Probably will be launching either at the end of the last week of July or the first week of August. So sign up now. There's some cool free gifts that you'll be able to get only for signing up on the mailing list before launch. Should be a lot of fun. It's going to be colored by one of my 2 colorist friends. I don't know. I think it's Matt Yackey because he just contacted me today. So we're working that all out. So we'll see.
Very cool.
See it very soon.
Sweet.
Matt's great.
Bam, Chimera. Where people find you? Chimera the Hut.
Yep, Twitter. And I have an Etsy store where I sell my previous books and all that good stuff. Testament, we have 3 weeks left, and then it closes forever. So get on it.
Fantastic. Yes.
It really does sound like a threat with Chimera. It's closed forever. Better buy it now.
Yeah, I think I'll put that on volume 2. Have you draw more female characters.
Yeah. You can draw more.
Yeah. Chimera's
There's some
never
female
animated.
characters in this card, friend. I packed it with boobs.
I can see it.
There.
Like
Oh,
their
shit.
boobs on
Yeah,
the
I can
poles
see it.
and-
There.
I was like, is that a buttock?
There.
That looks like a buttock, friends.
It's
Ned,
the
you're
church of the
amazing.
Holy Bosom. That's where he's at, standing off.
I need to hire you so bad.
Is that why he's holding his sword up? He's afraid of them, and he's.
That's
going to-
right. He's
Yeah,
protecting himself from the
They're everywhere.
mega boob.
Oh, that was his sword. Oh, I didn't.
Yeah, that would be his one. Yeah.
Could have done something with the tip then.
Derail. Tip? What tip? That's amazing. Yeah, back testament, everybody. 23 days left. 23 days. Vinny, where can people find you?
You can find me at Vinnie Art. I'm pointing right now at my screen. Anyway, yeah, you can find me at Vinnie Art on Twitter, on YouTube, Instagram, ArtStation, all that stuff. But yeah, my YouTube channel, that one's a good one. We definitely have some awesome stuff in there. I've been doing master classes. I have a whole playlist. You can watch a whole bunch of those. Teach people kind of how to break down anatomy, storytelling aspects. Yeah, I'm looking to do more of those, but there's a bunch on already, and I started pivoting into doing the toy reviews and showcases as well, because my background is in that. I was a lead designer for McFarlane Toys and did stuff for Diamond and Toy Biz, all that stuff. So yeah, people have been asking me, so I said, yeah, let's do it. And yeah, I've been posting up some great stuff. So you can get content almost every day on my channel. And I do the live streams. Sundays usually when I do my the big Sunday chill stream. Yeah, it's a good time. Irene's been on a bunch of times already too. We're gonna have another one this week, and yeah, it'll be a lot of fun. So definitely, and support my projects if you can. Shout out to the Crack and get the word out. Again, word of mouth is what we need on all these books, all these amazing projects. Yeah, killer creators here.
Awesome. And hold on, almost catching up the chat. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Oh, thanks for linking that, Eric Couples. Oh, action figures. Yeah, that's been doing really well. All right. Tokume says, I need to pick your brain, Vinny. Head over to his channel. He is,
Yeah, please
a
do.
wide open book. And you guys can find me at Rini Draws here. So it's obviously my YouTube channel. I'm Rini Draws on Twitter. Also my Instagram. I keep on forgetting to tell people to follow me on Instagram. Post a lot of artwork there. Like and subscribe to my channel, like this video. I've been forgetting to tell people that, but that would really help. If I get to 1,000 subscribers, I get to monetize the channel. So that would be really great. And maybe I'll be more incentivized to make more videos. Who knows? So, and back Fiendish on Indiegogo. We're aiming for a next stretch goal of 30,000. It's going to be a full color book, 50 story pages, 60 page total. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. And thank you all so much for joining me. Thanks to Eric Cutfuls and all the other mods for linking in the chat. Thanks to the regulars for joining us. And join us again next week, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. EST for more comics talk.
Oh, and congrats to Alex for surviving his Pathfinder battle.
Yes!
We
Alex BRB is
Pathfinder again.
Oh, he's telling us that. Hold on. Okay, we're going to go stream for another hour because now we have to talk about Pathfinder. I think he commented earlier that everyone is like, 2 people were nauseated.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It does.
Okay, but nobody died, right? Was it a boss fight or was
Almost.
it like...
Almost
okay.
a cleric.
Okay, all right. Cool. I'm glad you survived.
Yes.
You got to come on more. I'm going to do a stream where we just talk Pathfinder some week. How about that? That's going to happen. Yes. Okay, this is going to happen. All right, I'll schedule it. Okay, stay tuned, everyone. Okay, let's go. We have work to do. But thank you all for joining us. Have a good night.
Have a great night.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.